Hello, welcome to Astro Divas and welcome to the month of May. What a month it is shaping to be. We have Mars coming home to Aries, bringing raw energy and bold new beginnings. Venus and Jupiter's blessings, partnerships, and creativity with genuine abundance. And Saturn quietly stepping into Revati Nakshatra, closing a 30-year karmic cycle for all of us. I have a special segment on that and have all of you covered, so don't worry. Now, this is a month of fire, fortune, and completion, all happening simultaneously. So, wherever you are in your journey right now, May is asking you to show up fully because the planets are genuinely working with you this month. Let us get into it. Welcome to all the Aries Ascendant. Aries May is a month of raw energy, financial grounding, and creativity abundant expression for you. Your own Lord comes home, money matter stabilizes, and your communication zone lights up. This is one of your stronger months of the year. Use it with full intention. Let's begin. The first transit is on May 11th when Mars, your ruler, enter Aries in its own sign in your first house. If you see on the screen, Sun is already present here and will give company to Mars until 15th of May. Now this is a powerful combo for Aries rising. Mars, your own lord, your ruler comes home. So energy, confidence and physical drive surge to their peak. You feel more alive, motivated and ready to act than you have in months. Now, whatever you have been waiting to launch, a business, a health routine, a bold decision, this is your green light. Mars is your Lagan Lord, gives you the raw courage to begin. Support from government, from father, authoritative people are also on the cards. Now, use that visibility powerfully in professional and social settings this month. One caution is here that aggression and impatience are the shadow side. So you may come across too intense on or confrontational without realizing it. So pause before reacting, especially with your loved ones. Now, Mars from the first house will aspect your fourth house. So home environment becomes more active and possibly tense. A domestic decision or repair may need urgent attention, and family arguments are possible. Now, Mars and Sun both will aspect your seventh house, so your partner or business associate feels your intensity directly. Romantic energy runs high, but so does the potential for conflict. So, channel passion into connection, not confrontation this month. Mars will also aspect your eighth house from the first house. So, hidden matters, joint finances, or a buried issue may surface suddenly. Stay alert to unexpected changes and avoid impulsive financial risk in this transit. Impatient alert is also there, so be careful of minor accidents or burn. Your mind is moving faster than your body can keep up. So drive carefully. This is a good month for people, especially mining, tech, finance, research, or occult. All in all, Aries, this is a very powerful combo. The second transit is on May 14th when Venus will enter Gemini in your third house, where you can see Jupiter is already transiting here. So Venus joins Jupiter in your third house. Now, this is a genuinely beautiful combination of charm, wisdom, and abundance landing in your house of communication and courage, one of the most positive window of your month. Your communication becomes not just charming but wise and expansive. People are drawn to what you say and how you say it. Negotiation, pitches, and important conversation all will go well. Now, creative projects and artistic expressions receive Jupiter's blessing. So, what you create during this period has both beauty and substance. Writing, content, music, or any creative outlet flourishes with real impact. Now, siblings and close collaboration brings genuinely good news or opportunity. Jupiter's presence means what comes through your immediate circle carries real and lasting value. A memorable experience with your partner is also strongly on the card. Now, for singles, Jupiter and Venus together in your third house is one of the luckiest combination for meeting someone meaningful, possibly through your social circle, a short trip, or a neighborhood connection. Now, seventh lord is in the third house, also means partnership and collaboration are also very favorable. So, life partner or a business partner will support you and give you more courage to fulfill your desire. Now, Venus and Jupiter together will also aspect your ninth house. The house of fortune, higher learning, and long distance foreign. So, long distance, short distance connections all will get activated in this transit. This is very a creative or romantic venture connects you to something larger and more significant than expected. Relationship with father and mentors improves, and this transit is favorable for them as well. So it's a good transit for you. Now, the third transit is on May 15th when Mercury will enter Taurus in your second house. Now, there is an exchange of Mercury in Taurus and Venus in Gemini. They are in each other's house. So, if you see your second and third house, you will find that exchange. Now, this is very favorable, Aries. Taurus brings steadiness for Mercury. So, financial decisions becomes more measured, practical, and grounded. An excellent shift for planning, budgeting, and financial clarity. Now, family conversations or finance matter becomes more deliberate and productive. So, important discussions around money or household matter gets addressed with patience and genuine clarity. Now, there is a charm in communication. Your speech becomes incredibly sweet. Your speech carries more weight and credibility now. So, people will listen to you carefully whenever you speak. So, use this window for important financial or family negotiation without any hesitation. Now, Mercury will also aspect your eighth house from second house. So, hidden financial matters or joint assets comes under your analytical eye. So, something about shared money or a debt that was unclear finally becomes visible and actionable. Now, learning something connected to finance or family resources becomes productive and rewarding. As sixth lord in second house, be careful with food, especially the mouth area, the teeth, and also be careful about sweet tooth as well. Now, fourth transit of this month is when Sun will enter Taurus, your second house, joining Mercury there. So now it is beautifully forming a Buddha Aditya Yoga. When Sun and Mercury joins together, it creates a Buddha Aditya Yoga, and it is getting formed in second house, which is very auspicious. Now, intelligence and authority from Sun. So intelligence from Mercury and authority from Sun combine around your money and family matters. A financial opportunity or recognition connected to your resources arrives during this period. Now, your confidence around your money surges. Sun will give that confidence. So you feel clear about what you earn, what you deserve, and what you want to build. A strong window to ask for a raise or negotiation, or you can negotiate your financial worth. Father or an authoritative figure plays an a meaningful role in a financial or family conversation. So something important comes through that channel during this period. So pay close attention. Along with Mercury, now Sun also aspects your eighth house. Matter of inheritance, joint finances, or hidden assets come into the light. Something previously unclear about shared resources becomes visible and ready to be acted upon. Now your voice carries authority from Sun, especially in your family matters. So an unresolved family issue around money or property can be addressed with a lot of confidence and clarity from Mercury and genuine conviction. And one more thing I want to add here is romantic partner also may get involved in your family matters. Now, only one caution is avoid ego clashes within the family around money. Sun in the second can make financial conversation feel like a battle of pride. So stay solution focused rather than needing to be right. Now, physical vitality remains strong and grounded. The sun in Taurus stabilizes your energy after a high transit of Mars in your Lagna. So, keeping your body steady and well nourished will be on the cards. Now, Sun is the fifth house lord transiting in the second house of wealth. So, it means through your creativity, intelligence, you can make wealth. Now, the fifth and the last transit of this month is on May 29th when Mercury enters Gemini in your third house, joining Venus and Jupiter. Now, communication and effort takes the center stage. Mercury joins Venus and Jupiter already in your third house. Now, this is the peak of your entire month, Aries. These three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your house of communication and expression simultaneously. So, writing, content creation, podcasting, public speaking, or any form of communication reaches its highest point of the month. Now, your words carry intelligence, wisdom, warmth, and a genuine authority all at once. Now, Jupiter's presence means this is not just socially pleasant window, it is a genuinely fortunate one. A conversation, a piece of work, or a short trip during this period can open a door and can change something very significant. Now, business negotiation, deals, and agreements becomes exceptionally smooth because third house also represents our documentation. Now, Mercury's logic, Venus' charm, and Jupiter's wisdom. make you persuasive, credible, and genuinely trustworthy simultaneously. Now, romance speaks beautifully because Venus is here, so love is expressed openly, generously, and with real depth. Jupiter will also help expand the romantic energy of Venus, making this one of the most meaningful relationship window of the month. This is terrific. Now, for singles, this is your single best window of May. So, because Jupiter, Venus, Mercury together in your third create the conditioning for meeting someone intellectually stimulating, warm, and genuinely promising. Navigate carefully with siblings, neighbors, giving loans to close friends, colleagues, or cousins. It should be done, but with clear communication and understanding. Now, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter together, all of them will aspect your ninth house, the house of fortune. So the it will respond powerfully to your voice and creative output this period. So what you put out into the world now carries the blessing of Jupiter behind it. So long distance, short distance, higher education, blessings from father and ancestors, religious interest, all are on the cards. Such a wonderful transit for you, Aries. Now, I have a special segment on Saturn for this month of May. Now, Mars has left Pisces. So, if you look at your 12th house, now Saturn stands alone. So, the tension, aggression, and financial pressure of the last several weeks quietly dissolves. What felt urgent and stressful in your hidden life, expenses, and sleep begins to settle into more reflective and manageable pace. And Saturn will also change its star constellation and enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. Now, this combo comes once in 30 years. Revati is the nakshatra, is the last nakshatra out of 27 nakshatras, and it shows the ending and renewals. So, the last karmic cycle around isolation, hidden losses, foreign matters is reaching its absolute completion. So, whatever burden you have been quietly carrying in your inner world is being asked to put down now. And as an entirely new chapter of inner freedom and spiritual clarity will begin. Now, this is going to be the best month so far for the year of 2026 for you, Aries. Now, this is very, very beautiful transit which Saturn is actually blessing you. Now, let's look at your monthly indicators. For personal, it is high. Mars returns to your Lagna, giving you unstoppable energy and confidence. Career is medium. Sun and Mercury in your second bring financial clarity, but impulsive spending needs watching. Now, on social, it is high. Venus and Jupiter in your third makes you unusually charming, warm, and magnetically social towards, especially towards the month end. Now, love is high. Mars brings passion and intensity, while Jupiter, Venus in third creates beautiful romantic expression. Now, health is medium. Mars in Lagna gives energy, but it also gives agitation. So, headaches, heat, and restlessness. So, this needs conscious management. Some remedies I can share with you is control your anger, speech, and impulsive decisions. Use Mars and Sun energy in physical output. So maybe some fitness regime or productive work. Go for a swim or give water to sun early in the morning, or meditation will also suit you. Now, be consciously patient and practice calmness, especially with your family members, siblings, office colleagues, partners, neighbors. I guess with everyone around you, be gentle with yourself as well, Aries. Now, May is your month to move, earn, and express with full force of blessings behind you. The energy is in your corner. And use it with intention and watch the month deliver beyond your expectation. And if there is something specific coming up for you personally in this month, a career move, a relationship decision, a financial commitment, and you want to know whether your personal chart is actually backing it, so do not take a guess. Reach out to me on the given email ID or phone number, and that is what the consultation is for. With this, let's move to Taurus Ascendant. Welcome to all the Taurus rising. Taurus May is deeply personal and transformative month for you. Your hidden life clears, your own sign gets activated with intelligence and authority, and your income and financial zone receives Jupiter's full blessing. This is a month of quiet power, personal renewal, and genuine financial opportunity. Show up for it fully. The very first transit is on May 11 this month when Mars will enter Aries in your 12th house. Now, 12th house represents our sleep, investment, foreign, and expenditure. So, Mars enters here in its own sign and joins Sun and Mercury. Now, Mars moves into the 12th house. So, the energy that was visible and external now goes inward and hidden. You may feel a quiet but restless drive operating beneath the surface or behind the scene. Now, expenses and hidden financial outgoings will be there. Money can go through unplanned cost. Private matters or behind the scene investments will be there. So, keep a conscious eye on your spending in this transit. Now, sleep may become disturbed and the body needs more rest than usual. So, Mars in 12th agitates the subconsciousness and creates a physical restlessness, and that shows up most at night time. Now, behind the scene work and private efforts are strongly supported. So, what you do quietly and without an audience during this period carries more power and impact than anything done publicly. Foreign travel are also on the cards along with your life partner, or foreign collaboration and some action with foreign clients is also on the card. The Mars from 12th will aspect your third house. So courage and communication gets an unexpected boost from hidden place. So you find the nerve to say something or initiate something you had been holding back. So be careful on tiff with younger sibling, neighbors, cousins, or generally in all your communication. Mars aspects generally bring the truth but also the harshness. Now, Mars will also aspect your sixth house. So, this is good. Workplace conflicts or health matters that were simmering may surface more directly. A hidden enemy or workplace rival becomes more visible and easier to address, but Mars energy will destroy all ill intentions or action from your competitors or enemies at workplace or otherwise. Mars will be protecting you. Now, Mars aspects your seventh house as well. Now, your partner or a business associate may feel the tension of this placement directly. So, avoid making any major relationship decisions, discussions impulsively during this period. Mars being seventh lord as well. So, pay attention on the health of your life partner and pay attention on your health as well. Donate medicines to a needy if you're already dealing with some health issue. Now, second transit is on May 14th. Venus enters Mercury, your second house, joining Jupiter. So, this is an excellent placement. Venus is your own ruler, your Lagna Lord, enters your second house and joins Jupiter, already transiting there. So, this is one of the most significant and genuinely beautiful transit of your entire month. Your own planet bringing grace and abundance directly to your money and family zone. Now, financial gains become very real and tangible. Jupiter expands Venus' natural abundance, and together they create genuine income opportunity, unexpected windfalls, and positive financial movements. The family relationship becomes warmer, more generous, and more joyful. So, maybe joyful gatherings, celebrations, and meaningful family moments are strongly on the cards during this period. Your speech becomes unusually charming, wise, and persuasive. Venus and Jupiter together in the second house of communication or speech give you the words, both beauty and authority. So people genuinely enjoy listening to you right now. Now, second house also represents food. So, food, comfort, and pleasure of home life becomes a source of real joy. This is a period to savor good meals, beautiful surroundings, and a simple abundance of domestic life. Venus is also your sixth lord, which represents health, enemies, diseases, and litigation. Now, although Jupiter is also being placed there, is giving you the cushion, but be cautious of your sweet tooth eating habits, and also keep a watch on your family members' eating habit, including your pets eating habits as well. So it's all around food and eating habit. Now, Venus and Jupiter together will aspect your eighth house. So, eighth house represents hidden financial matters, your joint assets, and inheritance related matters receive a positive and protective energy. Something previously concerning becomes manageable or even maybe beneficial. Now, a romantic conversation or a meaningful family discussion about the future carries genuine warmth and optimism. Jupiter's wisdom combined with Venus' love create the conditions for deeply satisfying personal connection. This is a lovely transit for you. A third transit for you, Taurus, is on May 15th when Mercury will enter Taurus in your own sign in the first house. Now there is a exchange, a very beautiful exchange. Mercury is in Taurus and Venus is in Gemini. They are in each other's house. So if you can see your first and second house, you will find this exchange. The Mercury enters your own sign and lagna. Your mind becomes sharp, analytical, and unusually clear. Thinking that felt foggy earlier or slow recently gets a significant upgrade in clarity and precision. Now, your communication style becomes more direct and credible. People take you seriously when you speak, and your ability to articulate your thoughts and ideas reaches high point this month. This is lovely. Now, your personality gets an intellectual edge from Mercury. You come across as more informed, more thoughtful, and more capable than usual. Now, professional and social impressions made during this period are genuinely positive. Mercury aspects your seventh house of partnership and marriage. Conversations becomes more analytical and solution oriented. A pending discussion with your partner or a business associate gets addressed with clarity and directness. Now, learning, research, and skill building becomes highly productive. Anything you study or investigate during this period gets absorbed quickly and applied effectively. You will be more involved with family members, finances, and people will look up to you for advice. The fourth transit for you, Taurus, is on May 15th, immediately after the Mercury's transit, when Sun entered Taurus and joins Mercury in your first house. Now, this is forming a very beautiful Buddha Aditya yoga. When Mercury and Sun sits together, it's a very auspicious yoga. uh, Intelligence and solar authority combine in your own sign. Your presence, confidence, personal power all reach their peak for the month. This is wonderful. You become unusually visible and authoritative. So people naturally now will look up to you for directions and clarity. Professional opportunities connected to your personality and expertise arrive during this window. Your sense of personal identity and self-worth strengthens meaningfully. Physical vitality gets strong boost from sun being in your lagna energizes your body, lifts your mood and gives you the stamina. So to handle everything May is bringing your way, isn't it a blessing? Now, in this transit, you may think about enriching your domestic welfare as well, upgrade or establish discipline at home with family members, or deal with property matters, or spend wealth to improvise on your living situation. A wealth creation opportunity is definitely on the cards. And Sun and Mercury both aspects your seventh house, your partner or a key business associate now is directly impacted by your growing confidence and visibility. So, a significant one to one conversation or decisions point arrives in the relationship. Now, father or authority figure plays an supportive and significant role in your personal or professional life during this period. Something important comes through that connection. Only caution is avoid excessive pride or stubbornness, because Sun and Taurus in your Lagna can occasionally tip into rigidity. So stay open to input from others, even feeling at your most confident and capable version. The next transit is on May 29th at the end of the month, when Mercury will enter Gemini in your second house, joining Venus and Jupiter. Now, this is auspicious Lakshmi Narayan yoga kind of thing. Mercury joins Venus and Jupiter, already transiting here. Three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your house of money, family, and speech. This is the financial and personal peak of your entire month. This is one of your best month. Now, income conversations, financial negotiation, money matters all reach their most productive and positive point. Jupiter's abundance, Venus' grace, and Mercury's sharpness all work together powerfully in your favor. Now, family conversations become rich, warm, and genuinely meaningful. Important family discussion that needed the right moment finally happens with wisdom, love, and clarity all present simultaneously. Now, your speech reaches its most persuasive and authoritative point of the month. A presentation, a negotiation, a financial pitch, or any important personal conversation lands with maximum impact now. Jupiter expands Mercury financial intelligence significantly. Now, this is an excellent window for financial planning, investment research, or making a well considered money decision you have been sitting on for long. Now, for those in relationship, A deeply satisfying and meaningful conversation with your partner about your future, finances, family, shared goals happens naturally and productively during this window. Only caution is pay attention to the sweet tooth, eating outside food, overspending on luxury, and talking more than required. All in all, this is a fantastic month for you, Taurus. Now, let's talk about a special segment that is on Saturn for the month of May. Now, Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your 11th house. So, the friction, rivalry, and tension that was sitting in your income and social circle quietly dissolves. Gains that felt blocked or delayed by external pressure and competition begin flowing more smoothly and naturally again. Now, Saturn will also change its star constellation and enters Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. So, this combo comes once in 30 years, once in your prime time, maybe. So, Revati is the last nakshatra out of 27 nakshatras, and it shows the endings and renewals. So, it's the last karmic cycle around friendships, long held desires, and income pattern now is reaching its absolute completion. So, what you have genuinely worked for and truly earned is now being delivered, and what was never authentically yours quietly and finally falls away as a completely new cycle of abundance and meaningful connections begins. This is going to be one of the best month for you, Taurus, for 2026. You should be all geared up and ready for this month. Now, let's look at your monthly indicator. Personal is high. Sun and Mercury in your own sign creates a period of sharp thinking, personal authority, and genuine confidence. Career finance is very high. Venus, your own Lord, joins Jupiter in second, bringing grace and abundance directly to your money zone. Social is medium to high. Mars is in 12th, pulls you inward. So social energy is present, but you prefer depth over breadth this month. Now, love is very high. Venus and Jupiter in your second brings warmth and generosity to family and romantic relationships simultaneously. Health is medium. Mars in the 12th disturbs sleeps and creates hidden restlessness. So, rest and grounding are generally essential in this period. Now, one other tip I want to share with you is pay attention towards wealth, spending, speech, and communication, especially towards family members, and also stubborn or risky behavior should be avoided. And bedtime routine is a must for you this month. So, to all the anchors of the zodiac, May is your month of personal power, financial grace, and family warmth. Venus, your own Lord, brings Jupiter's blessings directly to your money and your heart. Now receive it fully and let abundance flow. Now everything I have shared today is transit based. It applies to every Taurus rising out there, but your personal chart has its own story, its own timing, and its own nuances that no general forecast can cover. So if May feels like an important month for you personally, and for many of you it will, so reach out on the given email ID or phone number and let us talk. With this, let's move to the Gemini ascendants. Welcome to all the Gemini rising. May is an extraordinary powerful month for you. Your own Lord Mercury activates multiple houses. Mercury has two transit this month. Now, Jupiter sits right in your Lagna, in your first house, blessing you, your entire personality and presence. And the financial and communication zones lights up beautifully. This is one of the strongest months of the year, Gemini. So, show up for it completely. And let's begin. The very first transit for this month is on May 11th, when Mars enters Aries in your 11th house. Now, Mars enters and joins his friend Sun in your 11th house of gains. So, income and social network, your drive to achieve, earn, and expand your social circle reaches a high point. Financial ambitions get supercharged this month. Now, pending income, delayed payments, or financial goals that fell stuck gets a powerful push forward. Now, Mars in the 11th has the energy and aggression to break through whatever was blocking your gains. Your social circle becomes more active and energetic. New connections arrive. Existing friendship becomes more dynamic. And a bold and driven person enters your network, bringing opportunity. The aggression within friendship or community group is the shadow side of this transit. A disagreement with a friend or a conflict within a group you belong it may surface. So handle it directly but diplomatically. Now Mars will aspect your second house. So family and finances speech gets a direct and energetic push from Mars drive. Now money conversation becomes more urgent and assertive. Pending financial matters get the momentum they needed, and your words within the family carry more force and directness than usual. So practice patience, avoid eating spicy food, and also avoid spicy speech. Now, Mars and Sun both aspect the fifth house. Now, romantic energy surges, creative project gets a passionate push, and speculation becomes tempting with all this fire. A bold romantic gesture or a courageous creative decision can bring meaningful results during this period. However, watch the heat in your personal space. You may come across as a harsher than you intend with your partner. And if you have children, the same sharpness can land onto them as well. So, this is a powerful aspect, but it needs a conscious, soft hand at home. Now, Mars will aspect your sixth house. So, this is very good because your workplace competitors and daily obstacles get confrontation with Mars sharpness. So, enemies loses their ground, and health routine gets the discipline and energy they need. Very fantastic and wonderful transit for you. The second transit is on May 14th when Venus will enter Gemini, your first house, joining Jupiter. Venus joins Jupiter already sitting in your Lagna. Wonderful. Your own sign receives the double blessings of beauty, grace, wisdom, and abundance simultaneously. This is one of the most personally magnetic and joyful transits of your entire month. Now, your personality becomes unusually attractive, warm, and charming. People are drawn to your presence, your energy, and your company in a way that feels effortless and genuinely enjoyable. Now, physical appearance, because Venus is there, so physical appearance, personal style gets a natural boost. You look and feel good, and confidence shows up in every interaction. Now, romantic energy, wherever Venus is there, we have to talk about romance. So, romantic energy in your personal life becomes warm, generous, and expansive because Jupiter will amplify Venus love, bringing depth, optimism, and genuine joy into your closest relationship. For singles, Jupiter and Venus together in your first house, in your Lagna, is the most one of the luckiest combination for attracting a meaningful romantic connection. Someone warm, wise, and genuinely compatible enters your world. Now, Venus and Jupiter together will aspect your seventh house. So, partnership and marriage receives a powerful double blessing. A relationship decision, a romantic milestone, or a business partnership conversation goes beautifully. So, you may spend on a life partner or on luxury or travel, and if you have exclusive hobbies or kids, you want to spend on them as well. Now, Venus is also your 12th lord. And transiting into first house, so one caution is there that you need to pay attention to your sleep cycle. So bedtime routine is must, and meditation is also recommended. Now, the third transit for this month is on May 15th when Mercury enters Taurus, your 12th house. Now, there is an exchange. Mercury is in Taurus and Venus is in Gemini. So, they both are in each other's house. So, if you see your 12th and first house, you will find this exchange. Your own Lord Mercury moves into your 12th house. So thinking becomes more inward, reflective, and private. The sharp outward communication of earlier in this month gives way to a deeper and more contemplative processing. So behind the scene work and private research becomes highly productive. What you think through, plan, and prepare quietly during this period lays a powerful foundation of what comes next. And expenses connected to communication, travel, or learning may increase. Mercury, as your Lagna Lord in 12th, signals some financial outgoings connected to personal development or private matters. Now, sleep becomes richer and more meaningful. Your subconscious mind is processing important things during this period, and vivid or significant dreams may carry useful information. So, keep a diary and pen at your bedside table. Now, Mercury will aspect your sixth house as well, which will give analytical clarity about health, routine, workplace matters, and daily discipline arrives from a private and reflective place from 12th house. Now, a health decision made quietly during this period is particularly very well considered. Now, foreign connections or opportunity involving distant places may surface through behind the scene communication. An email, a private conversation, or a remote opportunity carries significance this month. Now, spiritual study, meditation, journaling, or any inner work becomes unusually productive and deeply rewarding for you. Mercury in 12th gives the mind a sacred and contemplative quality during this window. Now, donating medicines or feeding green lentils or green grass to cows will be very helpful in this transit. Donating educational books to kids will also boost this transit. Now, the fourth transit for this month is on May 15th. Sun will enter Taurus in your 12th house, joining Mercury. Now, Sun joins Mercury in your 12th house. Both your intelligence and your sense of authority go inward private this period. This is not a time for public performance, it is a time for private preparation and inner work. Energy levels may dip slightly as Sun moves into through your 12th. Rest, solitude, and deliberate recovery becomes genuinely important rather than optional during this window. Hidden matters connected to father or an authority figure may surface. Something previously private or unspoken in that relationship comes to light and needs quiet and honest attention. Now, Sun is your third lord in 12th, means any paperwork, documentation, specifically your foreign trip, visa, clearance will come through. Short or long distance may happen where you will spend money. So, you may spend money on siblings or cousins as well. Sun will aspect your sixth house. This is good. Your vitality and authority shines directly onto your health and workplace matter, even from the 12th, because 12th house is a tricky one, but this is very good. Now, discipline around health and quiet but firm handling of workplace issues will bring results. Spiritual growth and inner clarity becomes a real gift of this transit because of 12th house. Now, the sun illuminating your 12th house brings a profound and sometimes uncomfortable honesty about what truly matters in your life. Foreign travel will be on cards. Isolation or a period of deliberate retreat becomes meaningful and but very, very productive. So, stepping away from the noise during this period leads to clarity than the busy world cannot provide for you. Now, avoid putting yourself in the spotlight professionally during this window. The sun in the 12th rewards those who work quietly and prepare thoroughly rather than those who seek immediate recognition. Now, the fifth transit and the last transit of this month is on May 29th at the month end when Mercury enters Gemini, your first house, joining Venus and Jupiter. This is Lakshmi Narayan Yoga. Mercury, your own lord, returns to its home, your Lagna, and joins Venus and Jupiter already there. This is the single most powerful and joyful planetary combination of your entire month. I can say maybe entire year. This is going to be one of your best month. Now, intelligence, charm, wisdom, and abundance all land simultaneously in your own sign. This is so wonderful. Now, your communication, your personality, your presence all peak together. You are unusually articulative, magnetic, and attractive, and genuinely wise is how you show up to the world right now. Now, Jupiter will amplify Mercury's intelligence significantly. So, your thinking reaches a level of clarity, depth, and expansiveness that makes this an extraordinary window for important decisions, creative work, and meaningful conversations. Professionally speaking, there is a professional recognition, public visibility, and personal confidence all surge together. People in positions of authority and influence take genuine notice of your capabilities during this period. Now, romantic life also becomes deeply satisfying. Mercury bringing its intelligence into the Venus Jupiter combination in your Lagna, first house, creates a partner dynamic that is both intellectually stimulating and emotionally rich. This is so lovely. And Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter together will also aspect your seventh house. Your partnership and marriage receives a triple blessing of intelligence, love, and wisdom. A significant relationship conversation on milestone arrives with beautiful timing. And you may get into joint finance, buy a new property or for private or commercial use. Now, for singles, this is your absolute best window for May. Three benefic planets in your Lagna aspecting your seventh house creates the conditions for meeting or marrying someone who genuinely matches your intelligence, warmth, and depth. This is an excellent month for you, Gemini. Now, let's talk about the special segment for this month when Saturn will enter Revati Nakshatra. Before that, let's look at Saturn first. Now, Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your 10th house now. So, the career pressure, the workplace aggression, and the feeling of being constantly tested professionally begins to ease meaningfully. So the daily grind continues, but the hostility and urgency dissolves into something more manageable and purposeful. And the big changes Saturn enters Revati Nakshatra on May 17th in your 10th house. a once in 30 years moment of your career, or I can say the last karmic cycle of your professional life is reaching its absolute completion. So, old roles, outdated career structure, and work pattern that no longer reflects who you truly are finish their final chapter now. So, what you build professionally from this point carries the full weight of everything you have learned and earned over 3 decades. A new and more authentic career chapter is beginning for you, Gemini. This is a terrific month for you. Now let's look at the monthly indicator. Personal is high, Mercury in your Mercury own sign in the own house, and joining Venus and Jupiter, especially towards the month end. Very magnetic and confident window of the year. Career finance is high. Mars in your 11 drives income, and Saturn in your 10th rewards discipline, consistent professional effort. Social is high. Venus and Jupiter in your Lagna makes you most socially warm and charming and genuinely enjoyable company for this month. Love is high. Venus Jupiter in your first respecting seventh house creates one of the most romantically abundant and meaningful period of the year. Health is medium. Mercury in 12th till the mid of the month creates mental fatigue and overthinking. So, deliberate rest is your most important health remedy for this month. So, to all the communicators of the zodiac, May is your month of personal magnetism, professional recognition, and abundant joy. Jupiter in your own sign is blessing everything you touch right now. So, speak boldly, love openly, and let the month deliver to its full promise. So the focus gives you the map, but the birth chart tells you exactly where you are standing on it. And those two things together is where the real clarity lives. So if you are curious, reach out to me on the given email ID or phone number. I would love to look at your chart personally. With this, let's move to Cancer Ascendant. Welcome to all the Cancer Rising. Cancer May is a month of career visibility, deep transformation, and abundant social connection for you. Multiple planets activates your professional zone. Your 11th house of gains receive beautiful energy, and Jupiter's wisdom sits quietly supporting your entire chart. Now, this is a month to show up professionally and let your work speak for itself. Let's begin. The first transit for you is on May 11th, when Mars will enter Aries in your 10th house, where Sun is already placed. Now, Mars enters your 10th house of career and public reputation, professional ambition. So, drive and visibility all soars simultaneously. You will feel compelled to take charge, lead, and make things happen at work. A career opportunity, a promotion, conversation, or a professional challenge arrives that demands your full energy and courage. Mars in the 10th rewards those who step forward and not those who wait. Now, your professional presence become commanding and hard to ignore. Colleagues, seniors, and clients all feel the intensity and drive you bring to your work during this period. Workplace conflict and power struggles are the shadow side. So, a clash with a senior competitor or an authority figure at work is possible. So, handle it with strategy rather than aggression. Now, Mars will aspect your first house, so your physical energy, personal confidence, and body will get a direct boost from Mars. You feel personally empowered by your professional momentum, but you may also come across a short tempered, restless, and a little too intense in your personal interactions. So, take a breath before you react, especially at home and in conversation at work as well. Now, Mars will aspect fourth house as well. So, home and domestic life feel the pressure of your career intensity. Family members may feel you're prioritizing work over home. So, conscious balance is needed. Now, Mars will aspect your fifth house. So, creative project gets a professional push and romantic energy picks up with passionate intensity. So, a bold creative decision at work brings meaningful recognition. This is a very powerful transit, but you need caution. Now, the second transit is on May 14th when Venus enters Gemini in your 12th house and will join Jupiter. Now, Venus joins Jupiter in the 12th house, the house of expenditure, gets a beautiful and protective softening. So, what could have been draining or isolating becomes quietly nourishing and spiritually rich. Hidden pleasures, private retreat, and behind the scene enjoyment becomes genuinely satisfying. So, a quiet dinner, a private creative project, or a solo trip carries unexpected joy and restoration. Now, Jupiter's presence in the 12th, with along with Venus, creates a spiritually generous energy, charitable acts, Service to others and devotional practices brings a deep and lasting sense of inner peace. So you can try it out. A romantic connection that operates privately or at a distance becomes very meaningful. Venus and Jupiter in 12 can bring spiritually significant or foreign romantic encounter in your life. Now, expenses connected to pleasure, luxury, comfort, and private matters increases, but Jupiter will ensure that what is spent brings genuine value and restoration rather than pure waste. Now, fourth lord in 12th house also means you may buy or spend money on home, take your mother to a foreign trip, or buy a property or an asset in foreign land. Now, Venus and Jupiter together aspecting sixth house, so health and daily routines receive a protective and healing energy. A health matter that was concerning receives Jupiter's grace and Venus' gentle care. Now, remember Shukracharya, the Venus, has the Sanjeevani Vidya, so rest assured that your health matters will be taken care of. Now, creative work done in private or for spiritual purposes flourishes beautifully. The combination of Venus and Jupiter in the 12th makes this one of the most inspired and soulful creative window of your month. Now, the third transit is on May 15th when Mercury will enter Taurus in your 11th house. Now, there is an exchange of Mercury in Taurus and Venus in Gemini. They are in each other's house. So, if you see your 10th and 11th house, you will find this exchange. Now, Mercury enters your 11th house of gains and network. Your thinking becomes focused and focused on income, goals, and social connection. And financial planning and goal setting becomes unusually sharp and productive. Now, income conversations and financial negotiations picks up meaningfully. So, a pending payment, a new opportunity, or a business discussion that was waiting for the right moment will arrive now. And the 12th Lord in the house of gains also means gains and connection from foreign, import, export, foreign assignment, MNC, gains through investments are also on the cards. Any wish or desire to foreign will get fulfilled. Your communication within your social and professional network becomes highly effective. The right message reaches the right person at the right time during this period. Wonderful news for you. Now, a friend or community connection brings a financial or professionally useful piece of information. So, pay attention to what comes through your network during this window. Mercury aspects your fifth house of creativity, intelligence, and romantic communication. So, all this gets sharpened. So, communication with a romantic partner or a creative collaborator carries a real and lasting significance. Relationship with kids will also improve. Now, learning or research connected to income and financial growth becomes very, very productive. So, a course, a book, or a mentor connection sharpens your ability to earn and grow meaningfully. Now, long held goals and desire gets mentally activated. Mercury in 11th makes you think clearly about what you truly want and give you that practical intelligence or knowledge to begin working towards it. Now, the fourth transit is on May 15th when Sun will enter Taurus in your 11th house, joining Mercury. Now, this is forming a very beautiful Buddhaditya yoga. When Sun and Mercury joins together, they make a very powerful yoga. The intelligence in solar authority combines in the house of gains, recognition, income, and the fulfillment of desire all receive a powerful boost simultaneously. So, professional recognition translates directly into financial rewards. The visibility you have been building through Mars in the 10th now begins converting into tangible gains and income opportunity. If promotion was due, it will come now. Your social presence and authority within your network reaches a peak. People in your circle look to you for direction, and your influence within your community grows meaningfully. Sun will aspect the fifth house, your creativity, intelligence, romantic life, and relationship with children all receive the sun's direct light and authority. A significant creative romantic moment arrives with real clarity. On a caution side, avoid ego with romantic partner and deal with patience with your kids. Father or an authority figure plays a positive and supportive role in your income or social advancement. Something important and beneficial comes through that connection during this period. A long held desire or goal that has been waiting for the right moments gets its green light. The combination of Sun and Mercury in your 11th creates the conditions for meaningful wish fulfillment. Avoid letting professional ego spill into your friendships. Now, this is a caution because Sun in the 11th can occasionally create a subtle arrogance within social circles. So, stay genuinely collaborative and generous with your network. Shine like sun. The fifth transit is at the end of the month on May 29th. Mercury will enter Gemini in your 12th house, joining Venus and Jupiter. This is lovely. Now, Mercury joins Venus and Jupiter in your 12th house. Three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom is in your house of spiritual depth, foreign matters, and private life. So, a deeply rich and internally significant window. So, behind the scene, work reaches at its most productive and inspired point of the month. What you think through, create, or plan privately during this period will carry extraordinary depth and quality. Jupiter amplifies Mercury's analytical mind in the 12th. So, spiritual study, meditation, research into hidden or esoteric subjects becomes unusually rewarding and genuinely transformative. A foreign connection, a distance opportunity, or a private communication carries significant and positive meaning. Mercury joining Jupiter and Venus in the 12th opens the door that are not immediately visible but are very, very real. Now, creative work done privately and without any audience reaches a beautiful peak. The combination of three planets in 12th makes this one of the most inspired and soulful creative windows for your entire month. So go for it. And Mercury, Venus, Jupiter together aspects your sixth house. So health, daily routine, and workplace matters all receive triple blessing of intelligence, grace, and wisdom, and Sanjeevani Vidya. Health decision or workplace resolution lands particularly well. For those in relationships, a private, intimate, and deeply meaningful connection with your partner becomes possible. The 12th house energy, supported by Jupiter and Venus, creates conditions for profound emotional and spiritual intimacy. Now, anonymous donation will be very, very potent in this transit. Meditation is also a must, as 12th house is very active with three planets, and spending me time alone will be very, very rewarding. Meditation or going for a retreat will also be very helpful. Now, let's talk about our special segment, which is on Saturn for the month of May. Now, if you see Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your ninth house, so the tension, restlessness, and conflict that was sitting around your belief, your father, and your sense of dharma quietly dissolves. The path forward becomes clearer and less obstructed as Saturn's lesson in this house becomes more reflective and then combative. Saturn will also change its star constellation and enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. Now, this combo comes once in 30 years, maybe once in your prime. Revati is the last nakshatra which shows the ending and beginnings, renewals. So, the last karmic cycle around your belief, your relationship with your father, and your spiritual convictions is reaching its absolute completion. So, old philosophies, inherited religious views, and a guru relation that has run its course will finish its final chapter now. So, a new and more personally authentic spiritual and philosophical path will begin, one that's built on lived experiences rather than inherited assumption. Now, this entire month is extremely good for you, Cancerian. Let's look at the monthly indicators now. For personal, it is medium. Multiple planets in 12 brings inward depth and spiritual richness, but outward personal energy runs quieter this month. Career and finance is very high. Mars in the 10th drives career ambition powerfully, and Sun, Mercury, Buddhaditya Yoga in your 11th brings financial recognition. Now, social is medium. Career demands dominate your attention. Social life takes a backseat, but meaningful connection still arrives through professional channel. Now, love is medium. Venus, Jupiter in 12 brings private romantic depth, but outward relationship expression is quieter and more inward in this month. Health is medium. Mars in the 10th can create career stress and manifests physically. So, deliberate rest and boundaries around work hours are essential. So, to all the nurturers of the zodiac sign, May is your month of career power, financial recognition, and quiet spiritual depth. Show boldly in your professional life and let the inner work happen simultaneously. Both are equally important for this month. And this focus gives you the map, but the birth chart, your personal birth chart, tells you exactly where you are standing on it. And those two things together is where the real clarity lives. So if you are curious, reach out to me on the given email ID or phone number. I would love to look at your chart personally. All the best to you. And with this, let's move to Leo ascendant. Welcome to all the Leo rising. May is a month of significant depth, financial transformation, and abundant romantic and creative energy for Leo rising. Career matters intensify, hidden financial matters surface, and Jupiter's blessing flow generously through your social and romantic zones. Now, this is a month that rewards courage and honest inner work in equal measures. Let's break it down. The very first transit this month is on May 11th when Mars will enter Aries. So, your ninth house in its own sign, it will join Sun already transiting in the ninth house. So Mars enters ninth house of fortune, dharma, and higher learning. A surge of philosophical boldness, adventurous energy, and courageous convictions arrives. You feel driven to pursue something larger and more meaningful. A long distance journey, a higher education pursuit, or a significant dharmic decision gets a green light. Mars in the ninth gives you the courage and energy to go further than you have before. Now, your relationship with your father or a guru figure becomes more active and possibly more confrontational. So, an important and possibly challenging conversation with mentor authority figure arrives this period, and mother's health needs to be watched as well as your father's health. Now, religious or philosophical beliefs will get tested and strengthened. Mars sharpens your convictions and makes you willing to stand up for what you genuinely believe in, something sometimes aggressively. So keep your ego in check. Mars will aspect your 12th house, so hidden expenses, private matters, and behind the scene actively gets energized. Something operating quietly in the background demands attention and direct action. So also you need to watch your sleep cycle. You may go on a foreign trip or to a pilgrimage related to the ninth house because it will get activated. Now, Mars aspect your third house as well. So, communication and courage surge with the support of the ninth house of fortune. So, brave conversation, bold writing, and courageous short initiative carries a sense of dharmic rightness. Now, Mars will also aspect your fourth house of domestic matters and home environment. They will feel the pressure of your outward philosophical and adventurous drive. So, balance it well. And you may buy some land or a property far away from your birthplace. Now, this is also possible in this transit. Remember, Sun is your ruler, Mars is a friend to your ruler, and they both combination in your ninth house is a very, very powerful transit for you. Now, second transit is on May 14th when Venus will enter Gemini in your 11th house, joining Jupiter. Growth, and growth is there. Now, Venus joins Jupiter already present in your 11th house. A planet of love and beauty lands in the house of gains alongside with the great benefic Jupiter. This is one of the most genuinely abundant and joyful transit of your entire month, or I must say, for your entire year. This is going to be one of your best months, Leo. Now, financial gains becomes very, very real. Income opportunities, unexpected windfalls, and positive money conversation all arrives with Jupiter's expansion blessings, amplifying Venus' natural abundance. Now, Venus being third lord in 11th, so expect gains from social media, short travel, relocation to a better place can also happen, learning a new artistic skills. All of these are on the cards. Now, your writing and communication has an impact and grace of Venus and wisdom of Jupiter, which can bring you gains. Siblings can receive gains or bring good news for you. Now, your social life becomes warm, generous, and deeply enjoyable. Gathering, celebration, meaningful social events brings both pleasure and genuine opportunity during this period. Romantic connections through your social network will also flourish. Venus and Jupiter in the 11th make it easy and natural to meet someone warm, wise, and genuinely compatible through your friends or community. Now, long held desires and goals receive Venus' grace and Jupiter's wisdom simultaneously. So, something you have been wanted for a very long time moves meaningfully closer closer to the fulfillment during this window. Venus and Jupiter together will aspect your fifth house. So, romance, children, and creative projects receive double blessing of love and abundance. So, a romantic milestone, a creative success, or a joyful moment with children arrives beautifully. Friendship becomes more genuine source of love, support, and material benefit. So the people in your circle show up for you with generosity and warmth during this particular abundant social period. Enjoy. Now, third transit for you, Leo, is on May 15th when Mercury will enter Taurus in your 10th house. Now there is exchange. Mercury is in Taurus and Venus is in Gemini. Both are in each other house. So this is brilliant. If you see your 10th and 11th house, you will find this exchange. This is one of the most auspicious and best exchange which is considered in astrology. Like making a Lakshmi Narayan yoga, but this is the best exchange. Mercury enters your 10th house of career and public life. Your professional communication, analytical thinking, ability to articulate your idea at work all reach a high point this month. Important career conversations, presentations, and professional negotiations become sharp and productive. So, what you say at work during this period carries weight and makes a lasting impression. Senior will notice your analytical capabilities and communicative precision during this window. Mercury will aspect your fourth house, home, and family matters will get your analytical attention. A domestic decision, a property matter, or a family financial discussion gets addressed with practical intelligence from Mercury, and expect some gains on home and property if you're buying or selling. Now, business writing, professional documentation, or any career related communication projects becomes highly productive. This is an excellent window for proposal reports or for public professional content. Short travels connected to career or professional networking becomes meaningful and rewarding. A work trip or a local professional event opens a door that was not possibly visible earlier. Now, the fourth transit is on May 15 when Sun will enter Taurus in your 10th house, joining Mercury. Sun, your ruler, your Lagan Lord, visits your career house where Sun gets actually the directional force. This is also excellent transit for you. It's forming a very beautiful Buddhaditya yoga, and 10th house is very, very auspicious for that. Intelligence and solar authority combines in the house of career and public reputation. Now, this is your most professional, powerful, and visible window for the entire month. Recognition, promotion, conversation, and professional advancement all becomes possible. The sun illuminating your 10th house makes you impossible to overlook in your professional environment. Your natural Leo authority combines with Mercury's sharpness to create a professional presence that is both commanding and articulate, a rare and powerful combination that opens significant career doors. Now, Sun will aspect your fourth house, even Mercury is aspecting home, mother, and emotional foundation receives Sun's direct authority. A domestic matter or family decision gets addressed with confidence and clear minded resolution. Now, father or mother or any authority figure plays a direct supportive role in your career advancement. So, a recommendation, a conversation, or a connection through that channel carries a real professional significance. Now, public visibility and personal brand reach their peak. So, if there was ever a time to put yourself forward professionally, speak in public, or make your expertise known, this is that window. Only caution here, Leo, is avoiding letting professional pride make you inflexible. The sun in the 10th for Leo rising can occasionally tip into arrogance at work. So stay collaborative and generous like sun, even at your most confident peak time of the month. Now, the fifth transit is at the end of the month when Mercury will enter Gemini, your 11th house, joining Venus and Jupiter. This is a Lakshmi Narayan yoga. Excellent placement, gains getting stronger in every transit for you, Leo. I am very, very excited. Now, Mercury joins Venus and Jupiter already present in your 11th house. Three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your house of gains desires, and social network. The financial and social peak of your entire month will arrive now. So, income conversations reach their most productive point. Mercury's financial intelligence combined with Venus' grace and Jupiter's abundance creates extraordinary conditions for financial gains and new income opportunity. A long held goal or desire reaches its fulfillment point. The combination of three benefic planets in your 11th house creates genuinely auspicious conditions for wishes coming true during this window. So you can ask for it. And your social life peaks beautifully. Gathering, celebration, and meaningful social connection brings both genuine joy and real opportunity simultaneously during this period. Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter together will aspect your fifth house. Wow. Now, romance, children, and creative projects receives a triple blessing of intelligence, love, and wisdom. A deeply, deeply joyful and memorable moment in one of these will arrive. Now, for singles also, this is your absolute best window for the month. Three planets in your 11th, aspecting your fifth, creates the conditions for meeting someone through your social circle who genuinely moves you. Now, creative and intellectual projects find their audience and their rewards. So, what you put out publicly during this period reaches the right people and receives the recognition and response it genuinely deserves. All in all, an excellent month for you, Leo. Now, let's talk about the special segment that is on Saturn. We cannot forget Saturn for the month of May. Now, Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your eighth house. So, the sudden shocks, hidden pressure, and financial anxiety that were amplified by Mars aggression energy begins to settle. The transformation continues, but it feels less like destruction and more like deliberate and purposeful restructuring. Also, Saturn will change its star constellation and will enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. This combo comes once in 30 years and once in your prime. So, Revati is the last nakshatra and it shows endings and beginnings, renewals. So, the last cycle of deep transformation, hidden fears, and your relationship with change and morality is reaching its absolute final chapter. So, what emerges from this eighth house Saturn in Revati is a version of you that is unafraid of depth, comfortable with impermanence, and genuinely ready for a new cycle of life built on authentic inner strength. This sounds magnificent, Leo. An excellent month. Let's look at your monthly indicators now. Career and finance is high. Sun, Mercury, Buddhatya Yoga in your 10th creates your most professional, visible, and authoritative window of the month. Now, social is also high. Venus, Jupiter in your 11th fills your social life with warmth, abundance, and genuinely meaningful connection and gatherings. Love is also high. Venus and Jupiter in your 11th, aspecting your fifth house of romance, brings romantic joy, creative abundance, and deeply satisfying relationship movement. Health is a bit low because Mars in the ninth and Saturn in your eighth creates physical strain. So, sudden energy fluctuation and hidden health matters need quiet and consistent attention. So, do take care of yourself. Now, so to all the sovereigns of the zodiac, May is your month of professional peak, financial abundance, and creative joy. And Jupiter and Venus are filling your gains house with blessings, with the sun crowns your career. Now, step into your full authority this month and receive what you have earned. And if you want to know how this lands in your personal birth chart, then do reach out to me on the given email ID and phone number. Wishing you all the best. Welcome to all the Virgo rising. Virgo's May is an intense, transformative, and ultimately deeply rewarding month for you. Hidden matters surface and gets resolved. Your own Lord Mercury gets activated multiple times during this month, and Jupiter's wisdom flows into your career zone. This is the month that demands honesty and depth. Give it both and watch the rewards arrive. Now, let's break it down. First transit is on May 11th when Mars enters Aries in its own sign in your eighth house. The Mars enters your eighth house, the house of sudden changes, hidden matters, and transformation gets directly activated. Unexpected development, financial surprises, or buried issues coming to the surface are all possible during this period. Joint finances, shared assets, loans, and insurance matters may need urgent and direct attention. Mars in the eighth brings this hidden financial matters forcefully into open. Now, your research, investigative, and analytical abilities reach its peak. Mars sharpens your already precise Virgo mind for deep digging, uncovering truth, and getting into the bottom of complex situation. Physical energy runs high but unpredictable. So, burst of intense productivity alternate with sudden exhaustion can happen. So, listen to your body carefully and avoid pushing through genuine fatigue. Now, Mars will aspect your 11th house, and income and social gains gets an aggressive push from hidden sources. So, money can come through unexpected or unconventional channels during this period, which is always good. Now, Mars aspects your second house. So, family, finances, and speech gets Mars direct and sometimes harsh energy. So, avoid impulsive financial decisions and sharp words with family during this window is possible, and avoid spicy food and spicy speech both. Avoid heated arguments, as truth spoken harshly can hurt the loved one, especially your partner, your family members, or your in laws. Drive carefully, Virgos, and take care from cuts and burns. Now, Mars will aspect your third house. Communication and courage gets a powerful boost from the eighth house. So, brave and transformative conversation that cut through the surface level pretense becomes very, very possible and necessary. So, things can get heated up. So, balance your communication both in writing and speech. Now, very, very powerful and intense transit for you, Virgo. Use it for your benefit. Second transit will be on May 14th when Venus will enter Gemini in your 10th house, joining Jupiter. Fantastic transit. Now, Venus joins Jupiter already transiting in your 10th house of career. So, grace, charm, and wisdom combines in your professional zone. Your career receive one of its most genuinely beautiful and rewarding transit of the month. Professional recognition, appreciation from seniors, career advancement all becomes very, very possible. And Venus brings charm to your public image, and Jupiter brings the authority and wisdom to back it up. Now, your professional relationships becomes warmer and more collaborative with colleagues, client, and seniors. They respond to you with genuine appreciation and goodwill during this period. Now, creative and people oriented professional work flourishes. Any career role that involves beauty, communication, relationship building, or creative thinking gets Jupiter's full and generous blessings. So I think all of the career will get covered in this. Now, Venus and Jupiter together will aspect your fourth house. Home, mother, and emotional foundations receives a double blessing of love and wisdom. A domestic matter resolves beautifully, or a home related opportunity arrives. So maybe gain from property if you're buying or selling is very, very possible. And you may invest in luxury vehicle or home electronics. Now, a romantic connection through professional channel or a deepening of love within an existing relationship gets Jupiter's generous amplification. Work and love intersect meaningfully in this period. Now, financial gains through your career becomes tangible and real. Venus ruling your second house of money and ninth house of luck, sitting with Jupiter itself in your 10th house of career, creates a genuine dhan yoga, wealth yoga. So, energy that supports income through professional excellence. This is an excellent month for you, Virgo, after a long, long time. The third transit is on May 15 when Mercury, your own Lord, will enter Taurus in your ninth house. Now, this is a beautiful exchange. Mercury in Taurus, Venus in Gemini, both in each other houses. So, if you see your ninth and 10th house, you will find this exchange. This is very auspicious. Your own Lord Mercury enters your ninth house of fortune and higher learning. This is genuinely auspicious transit for your Virgo rising. I hope you make a note of it and use it. Your Lagna Lord in Trikona brings clarity, fortune, and dharmic direction. Higher education, philosophical thinking, and a deeper understanding of your life's purpose all become mentally active and productive. A significant learning opportunity or a meaningful conversation about life direction arrives. A long distance foreign trip, communication, foreign connection, travel related planning all picks up meaningfully. Something important arrives from a distance or through a foreign connection during this period. Your relationship with your father, guru, a mentor becomes more communicative and intellectually very, very rich. A conversation with a mentor during this period carries wisdom that stays with you for a long run. Now, Mercury aspects your third house of communication and courage, receives your Lagna Lord's direct analytical intelligence. So, brave and well considered writing, speaking, or creative initiatives carry real fortune behind them. Publishing, teaching, writing, or any form of knowledge sharing becomes particularly productive and well received. Mercury in the ninth gives your communication a philosophical depth and authority that people genuinely respond to. Now, fourth transit is on May 15th when Sun enters Taurus in your ninth house. This is back to back. Good news. So, joining Mercury. This is creating a beautiful Buddhaditya yoga. Whenever Mercury and Sun joins together, the intelligence and solar authority combine in your house of fortune and dharma. It is a very, very auspicious yoga. So this is one of the most auspicious combination possible for Virgo rising. Your Lagna Lord Mercury joins the Sun in the Trikona house. Now, fortune, recognition, and dharmic clarity all arrives together. The Sun illuminates your ninth house, bringing a sense of purpose, direction, and genuine optimism about your path forward. Sun and Mercury will aspect your third house. Again, the communication, courage, and short initiative receives Sun's direct authority and fortune. What you say and write during this period carries both credibility and luck. Good for investments, religious or expenditure on pilgrimage, foreign trips, short distance, long distance travel, foreign opportunities, or a significant education pursuit receives the sun's blessings and authority. A decision made about travel or higher learning during this window is well supported. Expect expenditure on these events. Now, your sense of personal purpose and spiritual conviction strengthens meaningfully. One caution is here, Virgo, avoid religious and philosophical rigidity. The sun in the ninth can occasionally tip into dogmatism. So stay open to others' perspective even while feeling clear and convinced about your own beliefs. Be mindful in communication with your father and mentor as well. Now, the fifth transit is at the end of the month on May 29th when Mercury, your Lord, enters Gemini in its own sign in the 10th house, joining Venus and Jupiter. Wow, Virgo, what a combination. Now, most of the Kendra Trikona Lord are in the 10th house. Now, can you imagine the power of this transit? This can't get any better, Virgo. One of the best time of your career and fame. Please take note of this timeline and do drop me a comment whenever these transits happen and let me know how it went for you. Now, Mercury, your own Lord, joins Venus and Jupiter already in your 10th house. Three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your career zone simultaneously. This is the professional peak of your entire month and arguably one of the strongest career transit of your year. Now, career recognition, professional advancement, public visibility all reach their absolute peak. Your analytical intelligence, personal charm, and wisdom combine to make you exceptionally impressive in your professional environment. Now, Jupiter amplifies Mercury's already sharp and professional intelligence significantly. uh, Decisions, strategies, and communication made at work during this period carries an extraordinary level of clarity and wisdom. Business negotiation, professional pitches, and career related communication all land with maximum impact. The combination of three benefic planets in your 10th makes you simultaneously credible, warm, and authoritative. Mercury, Venus, Jupiter together will aspect fourth house. So, home, mother, and emotional foundation receives a triple blessing. Domestic decision gets made with wisdom and love, or a home related opportunity arrives with beautiful timing. Gains from property or a new assets is on the cards. Now, a significant professional milestone, a public recognition, or a career defining moment arrives during this window. Do not underestimate the importance of what present itself professionally at the end of the month. For those in relationship, your professional success and personal warmth combines beautifully. Your partner feels proud of you and genuinely connected to the version of you that shows up this month. This is so good, Virgo. Now let's talk about a special segment about Saturn. We cannot forget Saturn. Now Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your seventh house. So the aggression, conflict, and cold friction that was sitting directly in your house of marriage and partnership zone begins to ease meaningfully. So, relationship that felt like battleground starts breathing again, and more mature and workable dynamic slowly returns. Now, Saturn will also change its star constellation and enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. This combo comes once in 30 years and maybe once in your prime. So Revati is the last nakshatra out of 27 nakshatra, and it shows the endings and beginnings, renewals. So the last karmic cycle in your most significant partnership, it's reaching its absolute completion. So a relationship dynamic built on old patterns and obligation of fear finishes its final chapter now. What continues from here is chosen with full consciousness and genuine commitment, and what falls away was always meant to fall. This is a terrific, terrific month for you, Virgo. God's blessings are fully onto you. Now, let's look at the monthly indicators. Person is high, obviously. Mercury, your own lord, is traveling, is active in your ninth house, and then joining Venus, Jupiter in 10th. This is wonderful. Career and finance very high again. Venus, Jupiter in your 10th, followed by Mercury joining them, creates most professionally abundant and recognized period of the month. Social is medium because career is taking all the time. Career excellence is dominating your attention. And love is medium. Mars is in 8th, brings intensity and depth to intimate relationship. Honest and sometimes difficult conversations are needed, and ultimately very rewarding. Now, health is medium. Mars in 8th creates unpredictable energy. Alternative intensity and exhaustion requires careful listening to your body's genuine signals. So, to all the alchemists of the zodiac, May is your month of career excellence, dharmic clarity, and transformative depth. Your own Lord blesses your fortune house and your career zone simultaneously. Trust your intelligence, which you are, and do the deep work and let the month reward your precision. And if you want to know how this lands in your personal chart, then do reach out to me. My email ID and phone number is given on the screen. Let's talk. And now, with this, let's move to the next ascendant. Welcome to all the Libra rising. Libra, May is a month of philosophical expansion, abundant romantic energy, and deep personal transformation for you. Your relationship zone gets beautifully activated. Jupiter pours its blessings into your ninth house, and multiple planets bring both depth and joy to your personal and professional life. A very rich and meaningful month for you. Embrace all of it, and let's begin. The first transit for you this month is on May 11th when Mars enters Aries in its own sign in your seventh house. Now, Mars enters your seventh house of marriage and partnership. Relationships energy surges with intensity, passion, and a degree of confrontation. Now, this is one of the most directly impactful transit of your month for personal and professional relationship. Your partner or a key business associate becomes unusually direct, assertive, and possibly aggressive. Now, conversation that were overdue happens now, whether you are ready for them or not. Now, business partnership gets energized and activated, so, a negotiation, a deal, or a significant professional partnership conversation arrives with mass urgency and drive pushing it forward. Now, romantic passion runs high in this transit for those in relationship. So, channel this energy into genuine connection and intimacy rather than conflict. Now, Mars aspects your first house. Your own personality and physical body feel the direct impact of Mars in your relationship house. You feel personally energized and challenged by your partnership simultaneously. Now, Mars will aspect your 10th house as well. So, career gets activated through partnership energy. A business partner, a professional collaborator, or a significant client relationship drives a meaningful career development forward. Mars aspects your second house, so family, finances, and speech gets drawn into a relationship intensity. Money conversation with a partner or family member needs careful and patient handling during this period. Now, be careful with aggression with partner at office, at work, or at your business place. Use this energy in productive output of physical labor, like working at gym or go for a run. Avoid spicy food and spicy speech both. Now, second transit for you is on May 14th when Venus will enter Gemini in your ninth house, joining Jupiter. Venus, your own lord, joins Jupiter in ninth house of fortune and dharma. This is one of the most genuinely auspicious and beautiful transit of your entire month. Your own planet brings grace and abundance directly to your house of luck. Fortune flows generously and naturally during this period. Opportunity arrives through travel, higher learning, foreign connection, and dharmic activities, even through your father, mentor, or your guru. Now, say yes to what expands your world right now. Romantic energy gets a philosophical and spiritual upgrade. Conversation with your partner about beliefs, values, the future, and what truly matters deepens the bond in a genuinely meaningful and lasting way. For singles, Venus and Jupiter in your ninth is one of the luckiest combination for meeting someone from a different background, culture, or city. Someone who expands your worldview enters your life now. So, as Venus is your eighth lord as well, and it is now transiting in ninth, now this can bring sudden travel plans on cards. Health of your father also needs to be watched. Now, higher education, teaching, publishing, or any knowledge sharing activity gets Venus charm and Jupiter's wisdom simultaneously. So, a creative or intellectual project connected to learning flourishes very beautifully. Now, Venus and Jupiter together aspects your third house. So, communication and courage receives double blessing. Charm from Venus and wisdom from Jupiter. So, brave and beautiful creative expression carries genuine fortune behind it during this period. Now, your relationship with your father or a guru figure becomes warm, wise, and genuinely supportive. A conversation with a mentor during this period carries lasting value and meaningful guidance. The third transit is on May 15th when Mercury will enter Taurus in your 8th house. Now, there is an exchange. Mercury is in Taurus and Venus is in Gemini. So, they both are in each other's house. If you see on the screen your 8th and ninth house, you can see this exchange. Now, Mercury enters your 8th house. Deep research, hidden knowledge, and investigative thinking becomes highly productive. Your mind goes beneath the surface of things to find what was previously obscured. Now, joint finance matters, shared assets, loans, and inheritance related discussions become active and need careful analytical attention. Mercury brings clarity to what was murky in your shared financial arrangement. Now, a hidden truth in a close relationship or a business arrangements comes to the surface. Mercury in the eighth has a way of making the previous unspeakable finally speakable and addressable. Now, any advice from father or mentor, occult study, psychology, astrology, or any deep investigative field become unusually rewarding and intellectually stimulating. Your mind is built for this kind of depth right now. Now, this period you can also expect gains from foreign and also favorable for spiritual practices. Now, Mercury will aspect your second house, so your family, finances, personal speech gets Mercury's analytical eye from the eighth house. So, a financial matter connected to a family or a hidden family dynamic gets brought into the light. Health matters connected to Mercury, like nervous system and digestion, may need attention during this period. Stress and deep thinking without adequate rest can manifest physically. Now, written communication connected to legal, financial, or deeply personal matters become very, very important. So, read every document carefully and ensure all sensitive communications are handled with precision and care. Now, the next transit is on May 15th when Sun will enter Taurus in your 8th house, joining Mercury. Now, intelligence and solar authority combine in your house of transformation and hidden matter, hidden truth, and this all can come powerfully into the light during this period. Now, matter connected to shared finances, inheritance, or joint assets receives the sun's direct illuminative authority. Something that was unclear or hidden in these areas becomes visible and actionable. Hidden and unearned money is also on the cards, which is a good part. Now, Sun in the eighth brings a transformation or transformative and sometimes confronting clarity about your life. What is no longer working, what needs to end, and what needs to be honestly faced, all become impossible to ignore. Now, friends and elder siblings may get name and fame in this transit. Now, Sun will aspect your second house. So, family, finance, and personal wealth receives the sun's direct scrutiny. So, a family financial matter or a personal money situation that needed honest examination gets that examination now. Father or an authority figure may be involved in a hidden, sensitive, or complex matter during this period. Handle any such situation with both honesty and careful discretion. Now, spiritual depth and psychological self awareness reach a genuine high. The sun illuminating your eighth house brings a profound and valuable honesty about who you truly are beneath the social mask. So, avoid powerful struggle in professional or a personal setting. The sun in the eighth can attract confrontation with those in authority. So, choose your battles wisely and keep sensitive information private. The next transit is on May 29th, end of the month. Mercury enters Gemini in your ninth house, joining Venus and Jupiter. So, this is an excellent transit. This is creating a Lakshmi Narayan Yoga. Mercury joins Venus and Jupiter, who are already there in your ninth house. Now, three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your house of fortune, dharma, and higher learning. This is the most auspicious and expansive window of your entire month. Now, fortune responds powerfully to your voice, your ideas, your willingness to share your knowledge. What you put out into the world, Librans, during this period carries Jupiter's full blessing and reaches further than expected. Now, Jupiter amplifies Mercury's philosophical intelligence or intellectual significantly. So, your thinking reaches a level of wisdom, clarity, and expansiveness that makes important life decisions feel surprisingly clear and right. Now, long distance travel, foreign opportunities, and higher educational pursuits all receives a triple blessing. A journey or learning experience initiated during this transit or period carries lasting and genuinely life changing value. Romantic connections with someone from a different background, culture, or belief system becomes deeply meaningful. The ninth house energy, supported by three benefic planets, creates conditions for a philosophical and spiritually enriching relationship. All three together aspect your third house as well. So, communication, courage, and creative expression receives a triple blessing of intelligence, charm, and fortune. So, what you write, say, or create during this period carries extraordinary reach and impact. A guru, mentor, or father figure plays beautifully timed and genuinely significant role in your life during this window. Their wisdom, guidance, or connection opens a door that changes something meaningful in your path forward. Now, if you see Librans, this is 6, 8, and 12th Lord in your ninth house. The Trik Bhava Lords in ninth. This is a terrific combination. But one more point I wanted to add here is pilgrimage or going for to a religious place will be extremely potent and effective. Even spiritual practices will also help in this transit. Now let's talk about a special segment that is on Saturn for the month of May. We cannot forget Saturn. Now, Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your sixth house. So, the aggression, hostility, and combative energy that was amplifying your workplace conflicts, health challenges, and dispute with rival begins to dissolve now. The daily grind continue, but the battlefield quality of it eases into something more manageable and purposeful. Now, Saturn will also change its star constellation and enters Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. Now, this combo comes once in 30 years and maybe once in your prime. So, Revati is the last nakshatra out of 27 nakshatra. It is the 27th nakshatra. Shows the ending and the beginning, the renewals. So, this is a moment of karmic completion around service, health, and conflict. So, old enemies finally lose their power. Chronic health patterns reach a genuine turning point, and a way of working of serving that has exhausted and has diminished you for your reaches its natural and final conclusion. A healthier, more purposeful, and more dignified daily life is now beginning its new chapter. This is an awesome news, Libran. So glad there are huge blessings for you. Now let's look at your monthly indicators. Personal is medium. Venus, your own lord in your ninth, brings fortune and philosophical expansion. Career and finances is medium. Sun, Mercury in 8 brings hidden financial clarity and career transformation rather than visible advancement this month. Social is high. Venus, Jupiter in your ninth creates an expansive, philosophically rich, and genuinely joyful social life through culture, education, or through foreign connection. Love is high. Venus, your own Lord, joins Jupiter in the ninth, bringing fortune through relationships and a deeply philosophical and spiritually meaningful romantic quality. Now, health is medium. Mars in your seventh and Sun in your eighth creates relational and hidden stress. So, keeping emotion boundaries clear protects the physical well being this month. So, to all the diplomats of the zodiac, May is your month of fortune, philosophical depth, and relationship intensity. Venus, your own lord, brings Jupiter's blessings to your house of luck. Walk towards what expands you, speak your truth, and let the month open the doors it was always meant to open. And if you want to know how this lands in your personal birth chart in your Kundli, do reach out on the given email ID or mobile number and let's connect. Welcome to all the Scorpio rising. Scorpions, May is a month of deep creative energy, abundant financial gains, and profound transformation for you. Your romantic and creative life gets beautifully lit up. Income flows with Jupiter's blessings, and multiple planets activate your chart with both depth and joy. This is the month to create, earn, and go deep. All three are equally supported. Now, let's begin. The first transit is on May 11th when Mars enters Aries in your sixth house. Your own Lord Mars, your ruler, enters your sixth house. So, enemy lose their grip, obstacles get bulldozed, and your ability to handle conflict, competition, and daily challenges surges to its peak. This is a very powerful and empowering transit for Scorpios. Now, health and physical vitality gets a strong and disciplined boost. Mars in sixth gives you that drive and energy to build powerful health routine and stick to it with real conviction. Now, workplace rivals and open competitors feel the full force of your Martian energy. Those who are working against you find themselves significantly outmatched during this period. So maintain your routine and discipline. Outstanding debts and financial obligation get the aggressive push they need to finally be addressed and resolved. Mars in sixth has the energy and the will to clear what has been lingering. So you may also win a litigation. Now, Mars aspecting your ninth house, fortune and dharma gets activated by your own Lord's energy. A courageous step in the direction of your dharmic path or higher learning brings genuinely positive results. Father's health needs to be watched. Now, Mars will also expect your 12th house. So, hidden expenses and private matter gets Mars direct and forceful attention. So, something operating quietly in the background gets confronted and resolved rather than ignored. And medicine and blood donation is one of the best remedy that I can suggest here because there is a connection of 6th and 12th. So, any kind of seva is good in this transit. Mars will aspect your first house as well. So your physical body, your personal energy and presence all get a direct and powerful boost from your own Lord. So you feel personally strong, sharp, and ready for anything this month. Now, the second transit for you is on May 14th when Venus will enter Gemini in your 8th house and will join Jupiter. Now, Venus joins Jupiter in your 8th house. So, the house of transformation and hidden matters gets a deeply beautiful and protective softening. What could have been financially or emotionally threatening becomes manageable and even more rewarding. Joint finances, shared assets, and inheritance matters receive Jupiter's generous and protective blessing, and a hidden financial matter resolves more positively than expected during this period. Deep intimacy and profound emotional connection with your partner becomes possibly and genuinely nourishing. Venus and Jupiter in 8th creates condition for a spiritually rich and deep bond in romantic relationships. But here you need to also pay attention on your partner's health. Now, research into occult psychology or deeply investigative fields flourishes beautifully. The combination of Venus' grace and Jupiter's wisdom in the eighth makes esoteric subjects or study both rewarding and genuinely illuminating. Venus and Jupiter together will aspect your second house. So family, finances, and personal wealth receives a double blessings of grace and abundance. So an unexpected financial gain or a positive family financial development arrives. Transformation through beauty and wisdom becomes a gift of this transit. What the eighth house breaks down, Venus and Jupiter rebuilds with more grace, more depth, and more genuine value than what existed before. The third transit is on May 15 when Mercury enters Taurus in your seventh house. Now, if you see, there is an exchange. Mercury is in Taurus and Venus is in Gemini. So, they both are sitting in each other house. So, if you can see on the chart, seventh and eighth house, you can see this exchange happening. Now, Mercury enters your seventh house of partnership and marriage. Relationship communication becomes more analytical, thoughtful, and solution oriented. Conversation that were overdue gets addressed with clarity and practical intelligence. Business partnership discussions, contract negotiation, formal agreements become sharp and productive. This is a good window to finalize a deal or formalize a professional relationship that has been in progress. Your partner becomes more communicative and mentally engaged. Conversations carry more substance and practicality than usual, and important relationship decisions can now be made with genuine clarity. In-laws may interfere in this transit in your marriage, or they may help you financially or in some joint investment. Now, Mercury aspects your first house. Your own personality gets the direct benefit of Mercury's analytical clarity in your relationship zone. You may feel mentally sharper and more communicatively capable in your personal interactions. Legal matters, formal agreements, and documented arrangement connected to partnership needs careful attention. So read everything thoroughly and ensure all terms are crystal clear before committing. Now, misunderstanding in relationships will get resolved through direct and honest communication. Mercury in 7th gives both you and your partner the mental tools to finally say what needs to be said clearly and constructively. Now, the next transit is on May 15th when Sun will enter Taurus in your 7th house, joining Mercury. Now, this is creating a beautiful Buddhaditya yoga. Whenever Sun and Mercury sits together, they create a very auspicious yoga. So, the intelligence and solar authority combine in your house of partnership. A significant relationship conversation, a professional partnership decision, or a public facing opportunity arrives with a real authority and clarity now. Your partner or key business associate steps into a more authoritative or visible role. Their confidence, presence, and professional standing become directly relevant and impactful to your life during this period. A legal matter, a formal contract, or a significant one on one arrangement or agreement receives the sun's illuminative authority. Something that needed clarity in a formal arrangement becomes clear and actionable now. Father or an authority figure plays role in a partnership or relationship matter. Their involvement or their examples carries direct relevance to a decision you are navigating in close relationship. Now, professional visibility through a partner or business associate increases meaningfully. Someone else's platform, network, or authority creates an opportunity for your own public recognition during this period. Only one caution here is that avoid power struggles with partnership. The Sun in 7th for Scorpio rising can create some ego clashes with a partner or associate. So stay collaborating and remember that the strongest partnerships are built on mutual respect and not dominance. The next transit is on May 29th at end of the month. Mercury will enter Gemini in your 8th house, joining Venus and Jupiter. Mercury joins Venus and Jupiter, who is already in your 8th house. Now, three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your house of transformation, hidden matters, and joint resources. Now, this is a deeply significant and ultimately rewarding window of depth and discovery. Now, as we have spoken already, hidden financial matters, joint assets, and shared resources reach their most positively resolved point of the month. Mercury's analytical clarity combined with Venus' grace and Jupiter's abundance creates genuinely favorable outcome in complex financial situation. Jupiter amplifies Mercury's investigative intelligence significantly. Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter together aspects your second house. So again, family, finances, and personal wealth receives a triple blessings of intelligence, grace, and abundance. A positive and unexpected financial development connected to family or shared resources will arrive. Now, there is a spiritual depth, esoteric study, and inner transformation all reach a beautiful and productive peak. This is one of the most genuinely illuminative and transformative window of your entire month, Scorpio rising. Now let's talk about our special segment, that is Saturn for the month of May. Now Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your fifth house. So the heated tension, impulsive pressure, and conflict energy that was sitting over your children, creative life, and romantic relationship begins to settle into something more patient and sustainable. The heaviness remains, but the aggression dissolves. Saturn will also change its star constellation and enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. Now, this combination comes once in 30 years or once in your prime. Revati is the last nakshatra. Out of 27 nakshatra, Revati is the 27th nakshatra, which shows endings and renewals or the new beginnings. Now, this is the most karmic completion around children, creativity, and romantic love. An old dynamic in a significant romantic relationship, a creative project that has completed its karmic purpose, or a pattern in how you express love and receive joy, all of these are reaching the natural and final conclusion. So, what you consciously create, love, and nurture from this point onwards carries genuine and lasting karmic value for the next 30-year cycle. This is an indeed good month for you, Scorpio. Now, let's look at your monthly indicator. Personal is high. Mars, your own lord in six, destroys obstacles and rivals. So you feel personally strong, sharp, and genuinely empowered throughout this month. Career and finances medium. Venus and Jupiter from the eighth house bring sudden financial gains. Social is medium. Your social energy is present but selective. Love is high. Venus and Jupiter in eighth brings profound, intimate depth, and Mercury joining them creates beautiful, transformative, and honest romantic conversation. And health is high, which is a good one. Mars in the sixth is one of the strongest health placements possible. Energy, discipline, and physical vitality all reaches a genuine peak this month. Brilliant month for you, Scorpio, and one of the most awesome month of 2026 for you. Now, one tip I want to share with you is control aggression in relationship. Focus on joint finances this month because it will bring rewards, and practice patience in your partnership because seventh, eighth is so crowded and active. So, to all the Phoenix risers of the zodiac, May is your month of personal power, financial depth, and creative abundance. Your own Lord Mars destroys obstacles while Jupiter and Venus fills your transformation house with grace, trust, and depth. So do the inner work and let the month deliver its hidden gift. And if you want to know how this lands in your personal birth chart, do reach out on the given email ID and phone number and let's connect. Welcome to all the Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius May is a month of romantic abundance, home and family blessings, and significant creative energy for you. Jupiter sits in your seventh house, blessing your partnership throughout. Venus and Mercury activates your romantic and domestic zone beautifully, and multiple planet brings both joy and practical grounding to your personal life. A warm and personally meaningful month for you. So be fully present for it, and let's begin. The first transit is on May 11th when Mars will enter Aries in its own sign in your fifth house. And Sun is already transiting there, so Mars will join Sun, the best friends. So Mars enters your fifth house of romance, children, and creative expression. So passionate energy, bold creative drive, and romantic intensity all will surge simultaneously. This is one of the more personally exciting transit for you for this month. Now, caution is balance your passion as sun is already being there. It shouldn't burn off your relationship. If you have children, then they can become hyperactive or difficult to handle, or you may become very strict towards them. So, handle them with patience and take care of children's health as well. And you may spend money on their education or on their health or on your creative pursuits as well. Now, for single, Mars in fifth is one of the most direct signal for romantic pursuits. You have both the desire and the boldness to make the first move, and it lands well during this period. Now, creative projects gets a powerful and energetic push. Mars will aspect your eighth house, so hidden matters and joint finances gets activated. So something beneath the surface of a close relationship or a shared financial arrangement comes forward. So this is also very good period for researchers, people who are doing the PhDs. Now, Mars will aspect your 11th house as well. So, income and social gains gets a direct and energetic boost. Creative work translate into financial opportunity during this period. So, if you are single, you may also meet from someone from your social circle from 11th house. Now, Mars will aspect your 12th house. So, private matters, hidden expenses, and behind the scene activity gets energized. So, something you have been working on quietly reaches a point where it demands direct and decisive action. Now, foreign connections, creative projects, or foreign clients also gets the boost. So, and one more thing is your children, or maybe you are going abroad for educational purpose. This is also possible. Now, the second transit is on May 14 when Venus will enter Gemini in your seventh house, joining Jupiter. Venus enters your seventh house and joins Jupiter, who is already transiting there. Now, your partnership and marriage zone receives the double blessings of love and wisdom simultaneously. This is one of the most genuinely beautiful relationship transit of your entire month. Now, Jupiter has been blessing your seventh house all year, and Venus now adds warmth, grace, and romantic beauty to that wisdom. Existing relationship deepens meaningfully, and new partnership carries sense of genuine rightness and positive timing. Now, business partnership flourishes beautifully. Venus's charms and Jupiter's wisdom make you an exception, attractive, and trustworthy partner in professional dealings during this period. For singles, Venus joining Jupiter in seventh house is one of the strongest signals for meeting significant romantic partners. So, someone wise, warm, and genuinely compatible enters your one on one relationship zone. Now, legal agreements, formal contracts, and documented partnership receives doubly auspicious blessing. A deal or a formal arrangement initiated or finalized during this period carries Jupiter's protection and Venus's grace. Venus and Jupiter together will aspect your first house. So, your personal presence, physical attractiveness, and overall sense of well being, all of that gets direct and generous double blessing. So, you look good and feel good simultaneously. Now, your social life and personal relationship becomes a genuine source of abundance and joy. That people closest to you show up with warmth, generosity, and a quality of connection that feels deeply nourishing during this period. Only caution here is take care of your health and health of your partner, your spouse as well. Maintain daily discipline, which will help you. Now, the third transit is on May 15th when Mercury will enter Taurus in your sixth house. Mercury enters your sixth house of health, obstacles, and daily work. So, analytical clarity about your daily routine, health habits, and workplace dynamics reaches a practical and productive high point. Workplace communication becomes sharp, precise, and effective. Reports, documentation, analytical work, and detailed professional tasks all gets handled with Mercury's characteristics, precision, and efficiency. Health matters also get Mercury's analytical attention. So, a health issue that needed careful examination, a dietary change that needed research, or a medical consultation that was pending can all be addressed effectively now. Pets' health also needs to be watched. This is the only caution you need to take in this transit. Now, outstanding debts, financial obligation, and practical daily problem gets Mercurian problem solving intelligence, and it gets applied. So, a practical, financial, or a logistical issue that was lingering also from the past will get resolved very cleanly. Now, Mercury will also aspect 12th house from the 6th house. So, hidden expenses and private health or work matter gets Mercurian analytical eye from the 6th. Something operating quietly in the background gets noticed and addressed before it becomes a larger problem. The next transit is on May 15 when Sun will enter Taurus in your 6th house, joining Mercury. Now, this is a good move for you. Kind of Buddha Aditya Yoga is getting formed. So, intelligence and solar authority combine in the house of obstacles and service. So, enemies are overcome with both intelligence and authority, and daily work gets a powerful and productive boost. Your professional discipline and work ethic reach their peak. The sun in the sixth for Sagittarian rising creates a period of extraordinary professional focus, output, and practical achievement. This is also good, very good for people who are in government job or in service. Now, health vitality combines analytical precision. Sun energizes your body, and Mercury sharpens your health intelligence. A health routine established during this period carries a real and lasting impact. So, just go for it. Sun will also aspect your 12th house along with Mercury. So, hidden matters that we spoke about, the private expenses and behind the scenes situation now receive Sun's illuminating authority. So, something that was operating in the dark gets brought out clearly into the light. Now, father or an authority figure may be involved in a health, workplace, or a service related matter. Competitors and rivals lose their ground significantly. The combination of Sun and Mercury in the sixth gives you both authority and intelligence to outmaneuver whatever opposition you're facing professionally or personally. Now, sixth house represents service. So, service oriented work, helping others and contributing to something larger than yourself brings both personal satisfaction and genuine recognition during this period without any ego. Now, Jupiter in seventh amplifies the reward of this service through your partnership. So, just go for it and grab this opportunity. Now, the next transit is on May 29th on the month end when Mercury enters Gemini in your seventh house, joining Venus and Jupiter. Now, there are three planets. Now, three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your house of partnership and marriage simultaneously. Now, this is the relationship and partnership peak of the entire month. Jupiter has been there in your seventh house all year, providing wisdom and protection to your partnership. Now, Mercury and Venus adds intelligence and romantic beauty to the foundation, creating an extraordinary rich relationship window. Business negotiation, formal agreements, and professional partnership all reach their most favorable and productive point. The combination of all three benefic planets make you simultaneously smart, charming, trustworthy in all your dealings. Mercury, Venus, Jupiter together, all of them will aspect your first house. So your personal presence, confidence, attractiveness, overall sense of self, all will receive a triple blessing. You are at your most magnetic and personally compelling during this window. This is a blessing. Now, for singles, this is your absolute best window of May. Three benefic planets in your seventh house, directly aspecting your Lagna, your first house, creates the most auspicious condition for meeting a genuinely significant romantic partner. Excellent, excellent month for you, Sagittarius. Now, let's look at a special segment that is on Saturn for the month of May 2026. Now, Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your fourth house. So, the domestic tension, the arguments at home, and the restless pressure that was making your inner world feel unstable and burdened begins to ease into something quieter and more grounded. The heaviness in the home environment softens meaningfully. Now, Sun will also change its star constellation and enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. Now, this combination comes once in 30 years or once in your prime. So, Revati is the last nakshatra which shows the endings and renewals. So, this is the moment of profound karmic completion around home, mother, and emotional foundations. An old living situation, a long standing family dynamic, or an emotional pattern rooted deep in your past is reaching its absolute final chapter. The home you build from this point, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, will stand on the most authentic and solid foundation for your entire adult life. Now, this is a blessing. This is a huge and beautiful blessing and change for you, Sagittarius. Now, let's look at your monthly indicator. Personal is medium to high. Career and finance is also medium to high. Social is high and love is high and health is medium. Mercury and Sun in your sixth supports health discipline, a good month to establish routines, but Mars in the fifth creates occasional energy surges that needs grounding and take care of your stomach and gut. So, to all the visionaries of the zodiac, May is your month of romantic abundance, partnership, blessings, and creative fire. Jupiter in your seventh has been your guardian all year, and this month Venus and Mercury join the celebrations. So, love boldly, partner wisely, and let joy lead the way. The very first transit for this month will be on May 11th when Mars will enter Aries in your fourth house. Now, Mars enters your fourth house of home and mother and emotional foundations. Domestic activity surges with energy. Urgency and a degree of tension will be on the card. So, home repairs, family discussions, and property matters all demands direct and immediate attention. Your home environment becomes more active and possibly more combative than usual because Mars is in its own sign. So, family arguments, a clash with a parent or a domestic situation that was simmering comes to the front now during this period. So, your mother also may get anger bouts. Be patient with your mother, even your office colleagues, and your partner. Now, your relationship with your mother becomes more active and possibly more intense. An important conversation or request for help or a difference of opinion with the maternal figure arrives during this period. Now, property matters, real estate decisions, and home renovation projects get mass full energy and drive behind them. So, if you have been delaying a domestic decision, that this transit gives you the push to act. Buying and selling land or property is also very favorable in this transit. Mars will also aspect your seventh house, and marriage and partnership feels the pressure of your domestic intensity directly. So, avoid letting your home stress spill into your relationship with your partner. Keep those conversations separate and conscious. Mars will aspect your 10th house, so career gets activated from home. And a decision made or an initiative taken from a place of domestic groundedness drives a meaningful professional development forward. Mars will also aspect your 11th house. So, income and social gains get energized by your domestic and property related activities. A home connected opportunity or a family network connection brings financial benefit. Now, the next transit is on May 14th when Venus will enter Gemini in your sixth house and will join Jupiter there. Venus joins Jupiter in your sixth house. The house of obstacles and daily work gets genuinely beautiful and protective, softening. What could have been draining and conflicted in your daily life now becomes more graceful, manageable, and even enjoyable. Workplace relationship becomes warm, collaborative, and genuinely pleasant. Colleagues responds to you with a goodwill, and professional environment that felt tense or competitive becomes more harmonious during this period. Health and daily routines receive Jupiter's wisdom and Venus' grace simultaneously. So, a health habit, a wellness routine, or a self care practice introduced during this period brings both immediate and lasting benefit. Outstanding debts, legal matter, and conflict with rivals or competition receives Jupiter's protection, protective wisdom, and Venus's diplomat grace. So, a difficult situation gets handled more smoothly than expected. Venus and Jupiter together will aspect your 12th house. So, a hidden expense or a private matter receives a protective and graceful energy. Something that could have been significantly financial loss gets gently managed and contained. So, expenditure on kids, health, foreign studies, your career or creative pursuits or foreign trips may surface where you will need to spend. Now, service oriented work, helping others, and contributing generously to your professional environment brings both personal satisfaction and genuine appreciation from those around you during this period. Now, the next transit is on May 15th when Mercury will enter Taurus in your fifth house. Mercury enters your fifth house of romance, children, and creative intelligence. Your mind becomes playful, expressive, and creatively sharp. Ideas flows easily, and creative projects get a wonderful analytical and expressive boost. Romantic communication becomes warm and intellectually stimulating. And for singles, Mercury in your fifth brings romantic opportunity through intellectual connection. Someone who genuinely stimulates your mind enters your romantic awareness that the attraction begins in the head before your heart. Now, children become more communicative and mentally active. Good conversation, shared learning, and moments of genuine intellectual connection with your kids are also strongly on the card. Now, Mercury will aspect 11th house, so income connected to creative intelligence. Children related venture or romantic partnership gets a sharp and productive mental boost. A creative idea translates into financial opportunity now. Fifth house also represents speculation. So, speculation and investment decisions get Mercury's analytical sharpness. This is a very good window to think carefully and research thoroughly before making any financial move connected to creativity or risk. Learning, studying, and skill building connected to creative fields in foreign country, children's education or romantic interest becomes highly productive and genuinely enjoyable during this period. So good for job change as well. So if you're looking for a job change, this is a good window. The next transit is on May 15th when Sun will enter Taurus, your fifth house, joining Mercury. This is creating a very beautiful Budh Aditya yoga. Sun and Mercury together creates this auspicious yoga. So, intelligence and solar authority combines in the house of romance, children, and creative expression. Even fifth house represents our intelligence. So, a creative achievement, a romantic milestone, or a meaningful moment with children arrives with great significance and joy. Your creative confidence surges. You feel clear, bold, and authoritative in your creative expressions. A project, a performance, a creative idea creation you put forward during this period carries a genuine authority and impact. Sun aspects your 11th house, so income connected to your creative work, children, or romance gets the sun's direct and authoritative blessings. A creative or a personally meaningful financial opportunity arrives with a real timing and significance. Father or authority figures plays a meaningful and positive role in a creative, romantic, or children related matter. Their involvement or their blessings carries genuine importance during this period. And for those planning children, this is one of the most auspicious window of the month. The Sun and Mercury in your fifth, combined with Jupiter's aspect, creates a powerful supportive combination. for this intention. Now, only one thing of caution is here, that avoid creative ego and the need for excessive validation. The sun in the fifth can occasionally make creative expression feel like a performance that needs applause. So create for the joy of it, and the recognition will arrive naturally. Now, the next transit is on May 29th at the month end, when Mercury enters Gemini in your sixth house, joining Venus and Jupiter, who are already present there. Now, Mercury joins Venus and Jupiter in your sixth house. Three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom is in your house of daily work, health, and obstacles simultaneously. Now, this is the most practically productive and professionally harmonious window for your entire month. Workplace communication reaches its most effective and warmly received point. Your analytical precision, personal charm, and wise judgment all combine to make you exceptionally impressive and effective in your daily professional environment. Health matters receives a triple blessing of intelligence, grace, and wisdom. So, a health decision, a medical consultation, or a wellness practice initiated during this period carries extraordinary practical value and lasting benefit. Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter together will also aspect your 12th house. So, hidden expenses, private health matters, and behind the scenes situation receives a triple blessing now. So, with clarity, grace, and wisdom. So, something that was quietly concerning now gets gently and effectively solved. Serving, helping others, and contributing generously to your workplace or community brings remarkable personal satisfaction and genuine recognition. The combination of three benefic planets in your sixth, which is the house of Seva, house of service, makes this one of the most rewarding periods for service of your entire year. Excellent month for you, Capricorn. Now let's talk about the special segment which is on Saturn for the month of May. Now Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your third house. The combative, sharp tongued and sometimes destructive energy that was sitting in your house of communication and courage zone now dissolves. Conversation that felt like confrontation begins to feel like genuine and productive exchanges again, and the relationship with a sibling or close collaborator softens meaningfully. Saturn will also change its star constellation and enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. Now, this combination comes once in 30 years or once in your prime. Revati is the last nakshatra which shows beginning and endings and the renewals. So, this is a moment of karmic completion around communication, courage, and close collaboration. Old ways of speaking, outdated partnership, and communication pattern that have limited and exhausted you for years are reaching their natural and final conclusion. So, a new chapter of wiser, more purposeful, and more authentically courageous expression is beginning. One built on genuine conviction rather than habit or obligation. This is fantastic opportunity, Capricorn, and you are getting blessings from your own ruler. Now let's look at the monthly indicator. Personal is medium, career and finance is also medium. Social is high, love is high. Mercury and Sun in fifth, followed by Venus and Jupiter aspecting your fifth, creates a month of warmth and creative connection. Health is medium. Mars in your fourth creates domestic stress that manifests as emotional tension in the body. So, grounding practices, home calm, and deliberate rest protects your well being this month. The one tip I want to share here with you, Capricorn, use creativity for professional growth, avoid emotional impulsiveness in your love relationship, and take smart, well researched investment decisions rather than acting on impulse. So, to all the architects of the zodiac, May is your month of creative joy, domestic grounding, and practical excellence. Build from the inside out this month. Sort the home, nurture the romance, and let your daily precision and wisdom do the professional talking. And if you want to know how this transit lands in your personal birth chart, in your own kundli, do reach out on the given mobile number and email ID, and let's connect. Welcome to all the Aquarius ascendants. Aquarius May is a month of communicative brilliance, financial activity, and deep creative expressions for you. Your third house gets multiple planetary activations. Jupiter sits in your fifth house, blessing your romance and creativity all month. And multiple transit brings both intellectual sharpness and personal joy to your life. A month to speak, create, and connect with full intention. Let's begin. First transit is on May 11th when Mars enters your third house of communication, courage, and short travel. Boldness in expression, initiative, and willingness to say and do what others hesitate reaches its powerful peak. This is your green light for courageous action. Communication becomes direct, sharp, and sometimes combative. You say what you mean with very little filter, and the people around you can feel the intensity of that directness. So use it purposefully and in the right spirit or right settings. Now, this is so sharp because Mars also is in its own sign. Now, short trips, local movement, and neighborhood activity picks up significantly. A brief journey or a local encounter during this period carries more significance and opportunity than it appears on the surface. A sibling close collaborator brings an important and energetical charged interaction. So, either a very strong alliance or a point of friction arrives through someone in your immediate circle. So, pay attention to what comes up. Now, Mars will aspect your sixth house. Enemies, rivals, and daily obstacle gets confronted with Mars' sharp and decisive energy from your communication zone. Your words become most powerful weapon against opposition. So, caution is choose your battle wisely because not all the battles are your worth. The Mars will also aspect your ninth house of fortune and dharma. This will get activated by your bold and courageous communication. A brave conversation or a written piece carries more philosophical and karmic significance than expected. Father's health will need attention. Now, Mars will also aspect your tenth house. So, career gets powerful push from your communication boldness. A direct professional conversation, a bold pitch, or a courageous public expression drives a meaningful career development forward. It's a very powerful transit for you, Aquarius. Now, the next transit is on May 14th when Venus will enter Gemini in your fifth house, joining Jupiter. This is kind of Lakshmi Narayan Yoga. Venus joins Jupiter already in your fifth house. So, your romance, creativity, and children's zone receives the double blessing of love and wisdom simultaneously. So, this is one of the most genuinely joyful and abundant creative transit for your entire month. Romantic energy becomes warm, generous, and expansive. Jupiter amplifies Venus' love, creating condition for genuine romantic depth. For singles, Venus and Jupiter together in your fifth is one of the most auspicious combination for meeting a genuinely significant romantic partner. Someone wise, warm, and creatively compatible enters your life with beautiful timing. Creative projects receive a double blessing of beauty and wisdom. What you create during this period carries both artistic quality and philosophical depth. A creative work reaches a meaningful and satisfying milestone. Your relationship with children becomes warm, joyful, and genuinely nourishing. Jupiter and Venus together in the fifth creates condition for deeply satisfying and memorable connection with your kids or younger people who are close to you. Now, Venus and Jupiter together will also aspect your house of gains, your 11th house. So, income connected to creative work, romance, or children receives a generous double blessing. A creative endeavor translates into a meaning of financial opportunity. Support from friends and elder siblings are also on the cards because 11th house represents both. Now, gains from home property, vehicles is also on the card. Speculative investment and financial creative decision receives Jupiter's protective wisdom and Venus's grace. Now, while caution is always advised, well researched decisions made during this period carry a genuinely positive and protective energy. This is a good one for you. Now, the third transit is on May 15th when Mercury will enter Taurus in your fourth house. Now, there is an exchange. Mercury is in Taurus and Venus is in Gemini. They both are in each other's house. So if you look at the screen, fourth and fifth house, where you will find this exchange. This is a Kendra and Trikon exchange, like it's like a Raj Yoga. It is very, very auspicious. Now, Mercury enters your fourth house of home, mother and emotional foundation. Your mind turns inward and domestic. Thinking become more grounded, practical, and emotionally aware than the bold outward communication of earlier in the month. Home related decision, domestic planning, and family financial matters get Mercurius sharp and practical analytical attention. So, a domestic decision or property matter that needed careful thought can now be addressed with real clarity. Gains on property selling or buying is also there on the cards. Your relationship with your mother becomes more communicatively active. An important conversation, a practical family discussion, or a meaningful exchange with the maternal figure arrives during this period. Working from home also becomes highly productive. and also mentally rewarding. Mercury in the fourth gives your domestic environment a quality of intellectual richness and focused thinking that supports deep and meaningful work. Now, Mercury will also directly aspect the 10th house of career. Now, career gets the direct benefit of Mercury's grounded domestic thinking. A career decision that needed emotional clarity rather than just ambition becomes clear when approached from your center. Emotional intelligence and inner clarity reach its genuine high. This is awesome. Mercury in the fourth gives you the analytical tools to understand your own emotional patterns and make wiser decisions in your personal life. Property research, home improvement planning, any domestic financial investigation becomes productive and rewarding. Information gathered about home and property during this period carries practical and lasting value. So you may go for a house hunt and buy one. Now the next transit is when Sun will enter Taurus in your fourth house and will join Mercury. It is creating a beautiful Buddhaditya Yoga from in your fourth house. Intelligence and solar authority combine in the house of home, mother, and emotional foundation. A domestic matter, a family, financial decision, or a property related development arrives with real clarity and authority. Your home becomes the source of personal power and vitality. Sun is illuminating your fourth house, creates a period where your domestic environment feels genuinely supportive and energizing rather than draining. Sun will also aspect your 10th house now, so career receives Sun's direct illuminative authority from your domestic zone. So, professional decisions made from a place of emotional clarity and domestic groundedness carry real authority and lasting impact now. Father or any authoritative figure, I will say mother also, plays a meaningful role in the domestic property, family finance matter. Their involvement or their example carries direct and practical significance during this period. Even spouse will play a significant role in property related matters. Your inner world and professional world aligns beautifully now. Avoid domestic ego and stubbornness within the family. The sun in the fourth can occasionally create a need to be right in the family matter. So stay grounded, stay solution focused, and emotionally generous, even at your most clear and confident phase. The next transit is on May 29th when Mercury enters Gemini in its own sign in your fifth house, and it will join Venus and Jupiter. Wow. Mercury joins Venus, Jupiter, who are already there in your fifth house. So now three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your house of romance, children, and creative expression, in your house of intelligence simultaneously. This is the most creatively abundant and romantically joyful window of your entire month. Creative intelligence reaches its absolute peak. Mercury's sharpness combined with Venus' beauty and Jupiter's wisdom creates conditions for your most inspired, most meaningful, and most impactful creative work of the month. Romance communication becomes brilliantly expressive, warmly generous, and wisely loving from a hidden romantic relationship can also come to the surface. Now, for singles, also, this is an absolute best window, so just go for it. Three benefic planets in your fifth house can create the most auspicious conditions imaginable for meeting someone intellectually brilliant, romantically warm, and genuinely inspiring. Now, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter together, all of three will aspect your 11th house of gains. This is wonderful. So, income connected to creative work receives triple blessings of intelligence, grace, and abundance. This is a wonderful news. Now, creative output during this period translate directly into meaningful and rewarding financial recognition. Your relationship with children also reaches a beautiful and memorable high point. Now, take care of your children's health and your own gut health issue. Mercury is because also your eighth lord. Now, after the wonderful transits for you, let's also talk about your ruler, that is Saturn, for the month of May. Now, Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your second house now. The financial pressure, family friction, and sharpness in speech that was creating tension in your most intimate domestic environment begins to dissolve. Money matter feels less urgent and combative and steadier. More deliberate and patient financial energy returns to your daily life. Now, Saturn will also change its star constellation and enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. This combination comes once in 30 years and once in your prime. Now, Revati is the last nakshatra, which shows ending, beginning, and renewals. So, this is the moment of karmic completion. which is around money, family, and personal values. So, old financial patterns rooted in fear, inherited family beliefs about wealth and family dynamics built on obligation rather than genuine love are reaching their absolute final conclusion. What you build financially and emotionally from this point will reflect your truest values, not your inherited fears. As a completely new 30-year cycle of authentic abundance and family connection will begin now. Such a beautiful blessings for you, Aquarius. Now let's look at the monthly indicators. Personal is high, career and finance is medium, social is high, love is also high. Venus, Jupiter in fifth. Obviously, it is high. And health is medium. Mars in third creates mental intensity and nervous energy. So, regular movement, short walks, and deliberate breathing practices keep the nervous system balanced. One tip I want to share with Aquarians is keep home and family conversation grounded and calm. Invest in property wisely and avoid emotional instability. I think yoga and therapeutic exercises will be wonderful for you. So, to all the innovators of the zodiac, May is your month of creative brilliance, romantic abundance, and courageous expression. And if you want to know how this lands in your Kundli, in your personal chart, you can always reach out to me on the given email ID and phone number. And let's talk and connect. Welcome to all the Pisces rising. Pisces May is a month of significant personal transformation, domestic abundance, and financial activation for you. Saturn sits in your own sign, completing its karmic restructuring of your identity. Jupiter pours its blessings into your fourth house of home, and multiple planets activates your financial, domestic, and communicative zones with both depth and practical clarity. A deeply significant month. Be fully present and fully honest with yourself throughout. Let's begin. The first transit is on May 11th when Mars enters Aries in your second house. Mars will also enter in its own sign. So Mars enters second house of family, finances, and speech. Money matters become urgent and active. Family dynamics gets more intense, and your words carry more sharpness and directness than usual during this period. Now, income earning activity surges with Mars drive and aggression. You feel motivated to earn, to push financially, and to pursue money matters that have been sitting idle. Financial initiatives brings result during this period. Now, family conversations with your family or with your in-laws become more heated and direct. A family discussion that was overdue happens now, whether the timing feels right or not. So handle it with directness, but also with conscious gentleness. One caution is there is an impulsive spending in this transit, which is a shadow side. So Mars in second creates a desire to spend aggressively on comfort, food, and family. So keep a conscious eye on financial outgoing during this energetically charged period. Mars will aspect your fifth house, so romantic energy gets passionate and direct boost. A bold romantic gesture or a direct expression of love carries a real and memorable impact, so handle gently. Handle kids related issues also with patience. Avoid impulsive speculation and avoid consuming spicy food or spicy speech. Mars will aspect your eighth house, so hidden finances, joint assets, and shared money matter gets Mars urgent and sometimes confrontational energy applied to them. So hidden financial matter surfaces and demands direct and immediate action. Now Mars will also aspect your ninth house of fortune, father, and dharma. This will also get activated by your financial boldness from second house. So, a courageous financial or family decision carries more dharmic significance and positive long term consequence than it appears on the surface. The second transit is on May 14th when Venus enters Gemini in your fourth house, joining Jupiter. Now, Venus joins Jupiter, who is already transiting in your fourth house of home, mother, and emotional foundation. Your domestic zones receive the most beautiful and abundant planetary combination of your entire month. Now, home becomes a genuine source of joy, comfort, and grace. Jupiter, your ruler, has been blessing your home and family all year, and Venus now adds warmth, beauty, and romantic love to that foundation. Your domestic environment feels genuinely nourishing and peaceful and abundantly supportive. Your relationship with your mother becomes warm, generous, and deeply meaningful. A conversation, a shared experience, or a moment of genuine connection with your mother carries lasting personal significance and emotional richness. Pay attention to your mother's health as well. Home beautification, domestic improvements, and creating more comfortable and aesthetically pleasing living environment all become rewarding and naturally productive during Venus and Jupiter period. Now, relocation and inheritance both are on the card, so very good for real estate business. Venus and Jupiter will together aspect your 10th house of career, which receives a double blessings now, grace and wisdom from your domestic zone. So, a career decision made from a place of emotional comfort and domestic groundedness carries real authority and positive long term consequences. Property matters and real estate, we have already spoken. There are a lot of opportunities, home related financial decisions. Now, Jupiter's wisdom, Venus grace simultaneously. So, domestic financial decision made during this period is practically well supported and positively timed. So, if you're looking for buying or selling a property or asset, this is your window. Now, the next transit is on May 15 when Mercury will enter Taurus in your third house. Now, there is an exchange between second and third house lords. Mercury is in Taurus sign and Taurus is in Mercury sign. So, this is wonderful. Now, Mercury enters your third house of communication, courage, and short travel. Your thinking becomes more outward, expressive, and communicatively very bold. So, a period of mental sharpness, direct expression, and courageous initiative will begin now. Writing, speaking, content creation, any form of communication gets a productive and intellectually sharp boost. What you put out into your immediate environment during this period is well received and carries practical impact. Short trips, local movements, and neighborhood activity picks up meaningfully. A brief journey or a local interaction carries more practical value and useful information than it appears on the surface. As ninth lord is also involved, even long distance or foreign trips are also are on the cards and they will be beneficial for you. Relocation or property selling buying is again becoming very potent from all the previous transits as well. Siblings and close collaborator becomes more communicatively active. So this is also a good one. Mercury will aspect your ninth house. So fortune and higher learnings gets Mercury sharp and practical analytical intelligence. So a well-researched and carefully considered dharmic or educational decision carries genuine long-term benefit. Now, business communication, sales conversation, and a local professional networking all become sharp and productive. So, a brief but a well timed professional conversation or written communication opens a meaningful door during this period. Courage to initiate something new, a project, a conversation, a local venture gets a practical and grounded boost from Mercury in the third. What you begin with clear thinking and honest communication during this period will be built on a very solid and lasting foundation. Now let's talk about the fourth transit for this month when Sun will enter Taurus in your third house and will join Mercury. Now this is creating a very beautiful Buddhaditya Yoga. It's getting formed in your third house. Intelligence and solar authority combine in the house of communication and courage. So your voice now carries both analytical precision from Mercury and genuine authority from Sun during this period. So this is a powerful combination for any form of public expression. A sibling or a close collaborator steps into more prominent and authoritative role. Their visibility and confidence directly impacts you and supports your own during this period in a meaningful and positive way. Sun and Mercury both will aspect ninth house. So fortune, dharma, and higher learning receives the sun's direct illuminating authority from your third house. Now, what you say, write, or teach during this period carries genuine dharmic weight and lasting positive consequences. Short travels or long travel with a clear professional personal purpose carries sun's authority and blessing. So, a brief trip or a local engagement during the periods open a door that has real and lasting significance. Father or an authority figure, your guru, plays an meaningful role in a communication or courage related matter. Their guidance, their example, or their direct involvement carries practical and personally significant value during this period. Only caution here, Pisces, is avoid communicative arrogance and the need to have the last word. Now, being Pisces, I know you people are not arrogant, but still the caution is advised. The Sun in the third can occasionally tip into a verbal dominance. So stay genuinely curious and open to others' perspective, even at your most articulate and confident phase. Now, the next transit is on May 29th when Mercury enters Gemini in its own sign in your fourth house, joining Venus and Jupiter. Very, very auspicious transit, Piscean. So, Mercury joins Venus and Jupiter, who's already there in your fourth house. So, three planets combining intelligence, charm, and wisdom in your house of home, mother, and emotional foundation simultaneously. Now, this is the most domestically abundant and emotionally rich window for your entire month. Now, home becomes your genuine hub of warmth, intellectual richness, and deep personal joy. Jupiter amplifies Mercury's domestic intelligence and very, very significantly. So, decisions about home properties again coming to the forefront. Anything you are getting into a property, selling, buying will have a positive output. Now, your mother or a maternal figure also plays a beautifully significant role. A conversation, a shared moment is also will give you lasting personal value and emotional depth. Now, working from home or managing professional matters from domestic base reaches its most productive and creatively satisfying point for you. The combination of three benefic planets from fourth makes your home environment feel genuinely inspiring and powerfully supportive. So you can try working from home this month. Now, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, all of three of them will aspect your career house, 10th house. Now, your career receives a triple blessing. One is intelligence from Mercury, grace and wisdom from Jupiter and Venus, and from your fourth house. Now, a professional decision or public facing initiative taken from the place of emotional groundedness from your fourth house carries maximum authority and positive long term impact. This is a wonderful month for your Pisces. Now, let's talk about our special segment that is on Saturn for the month of May 2026. Now, Mars has left Pisces and Saturn stands alone in your first house. So, the most physically and personally intense layer of pressure on your body, on your identity begins to ease. The exhaustion, the aggressiveness directed at you, and the feeling of being constantly pushed and tested starts to lift. You can now finally begin to breathe again. Saturn will also change its star constellation and will enter Revati Nakshatra on May 17th. Now, this combination comes once in 30 years and maybe once in your prime. Now, Revati is the last nakshatra, shows the ending, beginning, and the renewals. This is the single most personally significant transit of your entire year, Pisces. Pay attention. The last nakshatra, the last sign, your own lagna. This is the universe completing its 30 years restructuring of your entire identity, who you were. The fears, the illusion, the version of yourself that was built on old conditioning is finishing its absolute final chapter. You are now becoming more authentic, more grounded, more purposeful, and more genuinely free than you have ever been. So trust the shepherds. He knows the way home, and home for the first time in a very, very long time is finally you. And you will realize this in this transit. Such a beautiful blessings for you, Pisces. I'm really, really very happy that you will go through this transition. Now let's look at your monthly indicators. Personal is low because Saturn alone in your first house continues its deep restructuring of your identity. Personal energy runs quieter and the transformational process demands patience and genuine self-compassion because remember the transition of Revati will also happen. And career finance is medium to high. Social is medium. Love is high. Venus, Jupiter in your fourth creates deeply warm, privately romantic, and domestically abundant love life. Health is a bit low. Saturn in first, combined with Mars in second, creates physical heaviness, fatigue, and digestive sensitivity. Rest, nourishment, and consistent, gentle routine are your most important health priorities for this month. So I've already told you the tip rest, patience, and self compassion. Be gentle with yourself are most important tools in May. Your body and identity needs it this month. So let Jupiter, Venus fill your home with grace and warmth. And any major financial commitment should be done once your personal energy stabilizes. So maybe post 17th of May and with proper calculations. So, to all the dreamers and all the sweethearts of the zodiac, May is your month of identity completion, domestic abundance, and courageous expression. So surrender to the transformation and step boldly into the new cycle. That is the new beginning. Now, wishing you a good luck. And if you want to know how this lands in your personal birth chart in your Kundli, do reach out to me on the given mobile number and email ID, and let's connect and talk about it. And that is the May forecast for all the 12 ascendants. Whatever this month brings your way, trust that the planets are always moving in your favor when you move with awareness and intention. Take what resonates and leave what does not. And remember, astrology is not about predictions, it is about preparation. Wishing you a month of clarity.